last session, after the party had overheard some compromising information about Wyatt, the group rendezvoused with their friends at the Vandal. As the bar was kind of like in full swing, the bar had like kind of come back to its old mirthful, like crazy vibe and scene to it. But the air among the group was tense as Wyatt's secrets kind of hung there. Finally, the group split up. Nora headed out with Maurizio, whereas Wyatt, York, and Valentina returned to Lev's garage. Once there, the trio had a conversation, and a lot of these smaller kind of secrets came to light. The next day, after Nora returned from her date with Maurizio Valenti, her and Wyatt had a bit of a heart-to-heart, and they decided to put some information up sort of on the table, learning that Wyatt had been sort of bound to servitude by this enigmatic figure of the 3rd District, Mr. Lee, who is holding Wyatt's sister sort of hostage. As you guys are discussing what could be done and what information you might have on Lee, York had found out that data on Lee seemed to have been purposely scrapped from the Netsphere, or at least the data that he could like very readily access. However, you were interrupted by Levin stepping into the room. A couple of weeks back, Nora had asked Lev for information on Lee, and now he holds a data stick, a message to him from a friend that went to investigate Lee, and who Lev mentions now that they're probably not going to be able to come back for a bit. But holding the stick up, Levin goes like, "So, I've just got this, and I was going to wait till tomorrow to show you, Nora, but unforgiving for eavesdropping, perhaps, but it appeared that the timing was right."
Yeah, I'm glaring at Lev for eavesdropping, actually.
Nora's gonna get up and run out of the room and never come back. Okay, yeah. She actually does, when Lev mentions that he is from similar background as her, she kind of sinks in the chair a little bit.
Lev kind of goes like, "All right, so I'm going to try to be succinct about this. I knew a few things about Lee, and Wyatt, I wish you had told me sooner the kind of trouble you were in. I knew Ellie did not come out of the accident particularly well, but I didn't know that Lee had her."
You were standing there a really long time, Lev.
Huh?
You were standing there a really long time, Lev.
No, it's been about like 90 seconds. Regardless, I knew you were in some kind of trouble, Wyatt. I was hoping that you would come talk to me eventually.
Yeah, while I was weighing my odds and trying to determine the best route of actions.
All right. Well, an informed decision tends to be a better decision. This is what we know. He kind of takes a step forward. He just kind of sits on the arm of the couch right by you, Val. Puts the stick on his data pad. And just kind of scrolls through some stuff and goes like, "I originally met Lee about 6 years ago. I did not have much connection to him, let's say. He and I worked for the same people. We both were at the time working for a group in 7th that goes for, as in the name, the Chain. It is a partially organized crime, partially smuggling, information brokering, covers a lot of the fields that we do here. But whereas the mid-city here is distributed between several of the bosses, at least at the time, the chain ran a significant chunk of 7th. You could say they were the preeminent power there. If all the other factions had banded together, they would have probably outnumbered them, but the chain was good about navigating the political situation and keeping their lead. And they weren't bad to work with. They were the ones that gave me my first sort of heads up here. They introduced me to Marino, who helped me set up the garage. And for some time, the chain was looking to expand into 7th. And that's what I was doing. That was my role here. Sorry, to 6th, yeah.
Yeah.
The chain was looking to expand into 6th, and that was my role here. Mine and Soko's. About a bit over 3 years ago now, after the Nightfall event, the chain gave up these wishes of expansion and instead closed up, focused on defending what they had, fortifying their small chunk of 7th, and in the vacuum, other powers grew. Both Lee and I worked for the chain, though in radically different capacities. I was, let's say, my forte laid mostly in establishing connections, setting up influences, creating this little enclave, watching over the people that were important to the chain. Lee's, I believe he had a more technical slant. There was a sort of break at some point. The few times I met Lee was because he came to the Verity Clinic. This was before you were working there, Yok, when where Helsa had set it up, and her husband had died recently, and they needed help. They would patch up the local people, and so it was determined that the chain would look after the clinic. So this was back in 320, 321. I was fresh off the boat. I had been living in capital for no more than a year and a half, perhaps, if that. And Lee would come to the clinic to speak to Helsa every now and then. Whatever they spoke of went right over mine and Soko's head. They seemed to have a similar background, though I never pressed Helsa on it. And the last I heard of Lee was when he attacked the leadership of the chain. The chain had a base of operations in 7th. He attacked it for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. Retrieved something or stole something from there and escaped. This was in 322nd, I believe. And that was the last I knew of him until very recently.
So it's unclear whether Lee was successful in his attack or unsuccessful. You don't know?
I know he stole some stuff. That I know.
The thing that he stole, I remember the chain being mentioned in some discussions around Lee before. Could this thing have been the data pad that was so central to Cricket's interests?
It is entirely possible. This was before my time. A long time ago, when the chain was just a small gang, they caught wind of an event, I guess you could go speak. A local agent, governor here of the 7th District was about to pull off or make an attempt at something extremely dangerous and not sanctioned by the network, the chain bet that it would not go well for him. They somehow caught wind of it beforehand, and they raided several of his facilities and home and things, banking on the fact that this person was going to get themselves killed or by the network and would be unable to get back at them. And they were right. This was before my time here. But from that raid, they got a lot of very valuable things, including information, technical materials, much of which they kept under lock and key. And from what I was able to gather after the fact, it seems Lee was after some of those materials. It's entirely possible that the datapad that Cricket was after was one of those as well. Regardless, the last I heard of Lee was in 322. It was a bit over 5 years ago, and he had attempted to steal this. Chain leadership went after him, sent him packing. He made his way. Well, he disappeared really at that point. I honestly sort of believe him dead. Until recently. Shortly after Nora arrived here, we learned of a bounty on her. I believe she's told you about this, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Bounty went through back channels, particularly put by a group called The Branch. And it did not specifically target Nora. He looks at you, Nora, for a second as if asking for permission.
I'll just fucking say it. It's the bounties for members of the chain.
Nora used to be a member of the chain back in 7th. That's how we know each other.
Wait. How long ago was this?
I first met Nora about 8 years ago.
And
7?
you were a member of the chain 8 years ago when you were what, 2?
Levin kind of laughs and shakes his head. Regardless.
319, so 8 years ago.
So what, she was like 12?
You don't know how old I am.
Apparently not.
At this point, Levin goes like, go ahead, Val.
Or out of character, just so I'm not confused. The chain is not the same as the branch, right?
No.
They're not.
Okay.
Branch is a much newer thing. Levin kind of goes like, when I looked into the bounty, it seemed that Lee is involved with this branch group. Stands to reason he would be going after his previous employers. Likewise, if the branch is trying to make a move into the 7th District, the chain will be the first line of defense they need to get through.
So the chain is still operational?
Yes, about 3 years ago, almost, when the Nightfall event happened, they abandoned their plans to expand, and they sort of fortify themselves in the 7th District. They're still very much operational, but they are not as expansive as they used to be. That's when I struck out on my own.
So just to clarify, you say you struck out on your own? Do you not hold any sort of loyalty towards the chain and what might befall them right now?
Well, I have friends there, and I have friends there. I have a fondness for certain people there as well. But my concern right now is primarily keeping my own district afloat. Now, if they were to ask me for help, or I came across a chain member who needed help and just kind of pointed Nora, just waves Jenny and Nora, I would, of course, do whatever I can in a heartbeat. But I'm not going to go sending what few people I have into another district to get into a fight. But I've been looking into Lee. It seems he's become some sort of movers and shaker. I asked a friend in third to look into him as well. He brings out the data pad. Lee has started working with an agent, but known as the manager. This is a senior agent that has apparently rebelled from network control. He is the one at the top of the branch. It appears to be him and Lee's brainchild. They've wrested control of several parts of Third from the network, and they are making overtures, pushing their influence into the 7th and 5th districts. 1st and 2nd are firmly network territory, so those will be the last to fall if something happens, but we are in uncharted territory in that regard. As far as I know, Radinov has never existed without the network, at least not as we know it now. So I don't know what it would look like. And anytime someone's tried to take down the network or take over, they sort of end up being assimilated by it, and it's perhaps what would happen to the branch eventually. But right now, they are very much their own thing, and they are very much against the network.
I see. This branch, I've heard of this organization being mentioned a couple of times. It seems like they are quite powerful if they're able to threaten something as established as a network, and also threaten what remains of the chain as well.
He smiles and goes like, Chain and the network have close ties. Leadership were agents at one point. So it stands to reason that the manager and Eve want to weaken or destroy the chain before they really push into 7th at full. Now, this is all information that I've gathered on my own. Here's the new things. 1, Lee has something new. It appears that he's created his own web of, he kind of does air quotes, friends. Wyatt, I don't know if you are aware of anything like this or you can give us any insight. But he can deploy spies with enhanced capabilities that we've never seen before. People who can charm you in seconds with a smile, who can move faster than anyone could, who can be stronger. I've tracked some of these people, and the abilities they show were not the ones they originally had. All these people seem to report to Lee monthly. On a tower he holds, and they're a tower the manager owns, but Lee occupies, a laboratory of his. Whatever it is that's giving these people these abilities, Lee has there.
Yep, that's what you get when you make a deal with the devil. You get stronger and better.
So this is true. How? My contact was not able to gather that much. He knows that these web of Lee's spies, or as Lee calls them, his friends, exists, and that they show capabilities that they didn't before they enlisted with Lee. But we haven't been able to find how they do it.
It's a treatment that they give you. It just makes you better at everything. It's hard to explain, but yeah, I went through it a few times. But it does wear off, so you have to keep going back.
I see. And it's probably been quite a while since your last treatment. How frequently are you supposed to have these?
I don't think it matters to me anymore. I'm
Yeah, I was gonna say, Wyatt, you do know that the only reason you're not in like deep, severe withdrawals is your condition.
Yeah, I'm not really human much anymore, so it doesn't work the same way for me anymore.
Well, this is how you met Lee. It was he offered you these treatments, and then you got hooked, and then you had the accident, and you weren't able to dose anymore.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't concerned about dosing anymore at that point.
Well, sure, but Lee was still interested in collecting on you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He'd invested too much in me at that point. And he had a lot more leverage over me after that.
You've only worked for him for a couple of years?
Since probably around 323. It's been a while.
He's been growing this group of friends of his for a while.
Yeah, a lot of the people that I apparently was recruiting, I guess.
I can't imagine the amount of people that must be under his employ due to these methods. Do you know how large his roster is by now?
Do I know? Should I roll knowledge?
Yeah, give me a knowledge or an insight and or an empathy check, Wyatt. You do remember, Wyatt, the first maybe few times, like the first dozen times or so, no, listen to that. The first the first few times, 3, 4, 5 times, you didn't feel like the need to continue, but it does seem like the addiction to this treatment gets stronger as you continue it, you know?
Yeah. 3.
If everyone was quote unquote recruiting at the rate you were, Wyatt, you're talking hundreds of people.
Yeah, so there's probably hundreds of this network of,
Wow,
I don't know, spies, I guess you call them. I don't know.
it's a pretty large operation, and if those are being used to directly dismantle the chain, nor if I may ask, how large is the chain operation that prior to everything going down?
You wouldn't know this, Nora. Let me whisper you.
I was about to ask.
Actually, no, Nora. You probably know, at its height, and the information you guys is a little bit outdated, but at its height, back in 324 before the Nightfall event, maybe 1,500 people were on the payroll in some way or another.
I know anything about it now.
And close to half.
Yeah, a few years back, before Nightfall, 1,500 now. But now maybe half less. I don't know.
Wow. So yeah, if Lee's using his recruits to dismantle the chain to half of its members, they really are quite potent.
These treatments, these friends of Lee's, on the plus side, it appears that only 1 in 10, if not less, or if not fewer, are combat capable. The majority seem to be information gatherers, spies, mediators, recruiters, but those like you seem to have been, Wyatt, those are rare. But that's also how the network works. For every gun arm, there's 1,000 talkers. Merchants, traders, people with an ear to the streets. It does seem that the only reason why the branch has had the success it's had, something that's never happened before, in taking over network territory, is these treatments.
Why Essen?
I don't know for sure, but that Vendore was the one that had the hit out on her. Is working for him for some reason.
So if he killed Essen and took over and became the Mercator,
I'm guessing
I would know some of this because of what Iggy told me.
Yeah.
Right?
You know the process. Like,
Then Lee has an in to 6th. Does that make sense?
it seems the insidious type of way that the branch would work. One which the network would greatly admire if it wasn't being used against it.
And if he has 3rd and 6th, he's pretty much got 7th cornered.
So that is one thing that we've discovered. He has this network of or these friends, these spies that seem to be expanding. He seems to have a variety of fronts open. It appears though that Lee is simply the operator for the manager. But I don't know how exactly these things go.
I never knew about a manager or anything, right?
No, you always dealt directly with Lee. Now, as you might have surmised, the vast majority of Lee's friends, at least according to the information I've been just given, stem from show business. People with influence and charisma. People who can move masses. He seems to look for people that are like you used to be, Wyatt.
Yeah. And that's where I did most of my information gathering as well.
The network has a resilience that comes from the sort of organized chaos that exists in. It makes it very fluid, hard to pin down. It makes it so it's controlling and projecting thousands of vectors all at one time. Operations that one part of the network is doing things that other parts are not aware of. It is like a hydra. Many heads, each doing their own thing but pulling the body forward. However, this also means that against such a focused attack that is using methods that we haven't seen before, the network might be taking some time to react. That's what we know about Lee. I assume that the tower that my contact spoke of, Wyatt, is the same one that you mentioned, where Ellie's being kept.
I'm guessing that I would know that.
You probably would know, yeah. You've been there.
Yeah. Yep, that is the one and the same.
Crosses his arms. Alright, well, considering how this affects a few of you already, question remains, what are we going to do about it?
You actually want us to do something about it?
I know.
I mean, not that I don't want to. Go ahead.
It seems that the first step that would be to benefit to both Wyatt and Nora, it seems, is to have a plan for how to deal with Lee. He might have a lot of resources, but he's at least the most tangible thing that can be focused on, unless I'm mistaken.
I'm not even concerned about dealing with Lee, more so just getting my family out of there.
I think that makes a realistic goal for us to go towards.
So I have to keep Essen safe.
Well, like,
If they go after her, they're not to sound like I don't care about her, but Iggy'd be next in line. To die, I mean, not to take over.
sure. Well, like Remy said, should talk to her, possibly convince her to play dead. I kind of glance at Lev to see if he's even reacting to Remy at all.
Oh, I forgot you were projecting Remy. Yeah, Lev's probably been staring. Lev kind of just blinks very slowly and shakes his head and goes like, "All right, well, yes. As to whether we're gonna do something or not, we cannot let him keep Ellie, at least. But we also cannot openly act against him right now. He has a hostage, so for now, I believe we should look for a way to make him think you are still in his payroll, Wyatt. Nora, for your part, if we disguise the fact you're a chain member, that should suffice for now. Once we have found a chink in the armor, a way to get Ellie out of there, we can see about taking the fight to Lee if we want to.
How do they know Nora's a chain member?
Nora's just rolls her eyes.
You hear a cough from inside the room.
Daniil Atanisov.
Speaking of which,
So he knows.
I was going to ask, is Daniil a member of Chain, or is he just associated with just friends with a lot of Chain members?
He's just my friend. My friend. He's not friends with... I'm the only one he knows.
He's friends with a chain member, and that was enough to...
Yeah, if he'd been friends with anyone else, he would have been smart enough to turn them in, not me.
I see.
Nora,
I think he would. Yeah.
So... forgive me if I'm prying too much, but... You told me once that you moved here from Sofia.
Mm-hmm.
You said specifically around the age of 13? What, if I may ask, what was the reason for you coming to Capital? If you just ended up joining the chain?
I moved around back and forth a few times, I guess. This is where I mean, I was 13, had to follow, parents when they moved, so.
See, I guess the next logical question would be, are your parents involved in the chain?
You could say that.
I see.
Levan kind of nods. Alright, so, I will give whatever support I want. I can. For now, I think we stay the course with several things. The first thing is to secure and make sure Ellie is safe. Nora, I think as long as people don't remember that you are a member of the chain or don't notice, you should be safe.
I guess I have to kill Daniil, huh?
Or he can just not tell anyone else.
I mean, that is a way of ensuring he doesn't tell you.
Daniil is going to be going to Malid in a few days.
Just let me fuck with him a little bit, come on.
Sure, I go call him so you can kill him.
Alright, fine.
He looks at you, Wyatt, and goes, I don't know if you agree, but I think the best way to make sure that Ellie is safe for now is to make Lee think you are playing along.
Yeah, I agree. I need time to figure out how to even get her out, who can help me with her, because she's gonna need support once she gets out. Can't just yank her out of a life support machine.
True, yeah. We would have we would have to have a plan to move her from one facility to another. She needs to be moved very quickly. She really should be moved in an ambulance if she's in that sort of a state, so that she can be monitored and stabilized, and then deposited into a facility that can immediately stabilize her again.
Did Garza watch her?
Levanka looks at you, Nora, and goes like, "You just read my mind."
Garza?
Why specifically Garza?
Daniel said they're mortal enemies. I'm sure Garza would love a chance to get back at Louis.
Really?
I did not know that. But Arve Garza is the only one of the six of six that has a medical background and medical facilities of some sort.
Well, I shouldn't say mortal enemies, but Daniel did say they're rivals, at least. I assume that means, they'd kill each other if they got the chance.
Sure, but I don't know this Garza at all. Other than he's dealing drugs. And how do I know I'm not just bringing my sister right back to a different shitty situation?
That's true. Garza would have Wyatt under his thumb, basically, as soon as Ellie is in his possession.
Levanka goes, "Perhaps we don't turn her over to Garza, but we can borrow or purchase the medical equipment necessary to transport her and keep her safe. I have a few safe houses strategically located in the night zone. We can set one of those up for Ellie. Get a medical mech to keep an eye on her. Looks at you, Wyatt. Is Ariella with her?"
She's in the tower. Yeah.
I can, if they don't mind if she doesn't mind being in a night zone for a little bit, at least until it's safe, I can set up a safe house there.
In the night zone?
If you guys, it is the most covert you can get. There's a reason people go to disappear there. Even Lee will have a hard time finding someone there.
When should I try to get my mom out?
I think probably at the same time.
Yeah, if we take one without the other, that only tips off Lee to what your intentions are. And the next time will be much, much harder.
That sounds like it will be challenging, though, because it sounds like your mom is staying in your place at the Amelia, and if Ellie is in the tower, we would have to hit two places either at the same time or in rapid succession.
I think that they're both in the same tower, right?
Yes, the apartment is in the same tower, and your mom goes she can go in and out of where Ellie is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Levanka goes like, "If you guys want to go speak with Garza, he can provide the medical equipment. Perhaps he can provide us an ambulance or a medical shuttle that we can borrow from him. I can set up a place, a safe house in a night zone where they can hide Ariel, and it'll just be between the people who are standing in this room right now. No one else will know. Keep it extra safe. But first, before anything, Wyatt, you need to make Lee believe you are still working for him. And that means dealing with the Mercator in some way."
All right.
You're not touching her.
Just roll my eyes at Nora.
How exactly does he check in on you to make sure you're making progress?
Remy Kala puts her hand up. He must be freaking out right now since,
I don't have my tracking chip in me anymore.
Levanka goes like, "Okay, what is that? Why does she look like Ellie, Wyatt?"
She is Lee's sick joke, I guess. Remy
You
likes
weren't
to haunt me.
You weren't kidding when you said she was your punishment then.
Nope.
Lee designed Remy to look like your sister?
As far as I know, I didn't do it.
Levin sighs. Well, he's a piece of work. Okay, so we have to cut a deal or convince the Mercator is in her best interest to disappear, or at least find some solution that will make Lee believe, Wyatt, that you are still attempting to do what he asks you to do. Wyatt, you need to check in once that is done with him, just so you can buy some time. Yuk?
Could Wyatt, call and tip Lee off to the conversation that he had with the Vendore? Would that maybe be a good sort of olive branch to beat Lee and focus Lee on Vendore?
Was that what, Nora?
I feel like we should talk to Essen first.
That is also actually a very good proposition.
As if Wyatt tells Lee, Lee decides, oh, this whole thing is compromised. Who's to say he doesn't send someone else after?
Alright. Or he might just put me on a different target at that point.
Actually, speaking of how people might react, if we march right up to Essen's office with Wyatt, the person she's been trying to capture, who's to say that she's going to cooperate and not just have an entire warband of Nue tech, like drones?
I can see what I can do.
I mean, at this point, she doesn't seem to want to kill me.
No, it seemed like the indentured were attempting to abduct whoever they perceive to be you.
I can call Iggy and see if he can set up a meeting with her, and maybe she'll listen to me.
Is there a way to maybe set up a meeting that's not at her tower, somewhere public, so that way so both Wyatt and Essen feel safe in that conversation?
I don't know about that. I can see what Iggy can do, but I feel like if she's already had an attempted murder on her once, I doubt she wants to leave home.
Yeah, Wyatt, can you give us a play-by-play about how that went down, so that we kind of know what the history is there?
Yeah, I was hired to kind of play for her. I went in for a little bit of an audition, and I didn't realize there would be a bunch of giant undead mechs there. And as soon as they sensed something was off, they came at me. Fucked me up.
I think I can have a little bit of pull through Iggy. Maybe I can just ask her to trust me. I don't know.
Maybe I just turn myself over to her. Show of good faith.
Or I can turn you in.
But then it makes it look like I'm clearly trying to avoid her. She's going to be less likely to trust me if I'm
not sure I like that idea, because while they were trying to capture you alive, it's possible they were doing so that they could interrogate information out of you to see who you were working for. I don't like the idea of just handing you over without some sort of guarantee or safety contingency.
By handing you over, I didn't mean just throw you at her doorstep. I meant, hey, I've got something you might want. Can we meet?
Sure. But we do have information that she would probably be very interested in.
Levin kind of goes, if Wyatt, if for whatever reason Lee believed that you failed and gotten killed, what do you think would happen to Ellie? Do you think he would just get rid of her and Ariella? Do you think he would just still keep her around? It's definitely a possibility that
Why wouldn't he just turn her into what Wyatt is?
I don't know.
I don't think he can.
I don't know how Ellie is doing, but so the way I see it from what you guys are saying, we could try to convince Esneus and Ankar to play dead. Lee believes Wyatt did his job, and Wyatt is just in standby until he gets another target.
Right.
Would it really be that easy to convince a Mercator to leave her position vacant?
That is the question, because it would put her prime Vendore on the position of power, and it seems that this is what this person is counting on from what you've seen. You said that the Vendore talked to Wyatt?
Yeah. He talked to me at the concert.
He's
All
the
right.
one that hired Lee, apparently.
Second possibility. So that is one thing you guys could try to do. Nora, luckily we have you as an in this situation.
I just gotta make sure Essen doesn't, tell.
Yes.
I like the idea of approaching that meeting as a trade, as Wyatt said, that he has information that he could exchange with Essen. That
Should
might actually...
really let me tell her it's just us and not Wyatt, though, because otherwise, I think
Well-
Wyatt needs to be a surprise.
Yes.
Second possibility. We pretend that Essen captured Wyatt, got the information on who asked for the hit, and disposed of him.
Essen's still in danger.
Well, if the Vendore is the one that wanted her dead, I don't think he'll stick around much longer once she knows what he did. Which means that Lee might not send someone else, at least not right away. And if he's unaware that Wyatt's alive, he is unlikely to look for him either. My main concern with that option is what happens to Ellie.
I don't
Yeah. I don't
like
that
those
idea.
odds.
Yeah.
Yeah, life support is very expensive.
That's-
Also, this is the second or third time I've heard Ariella mentioned. Is she someone in a similar situation to you? Someone who's been coerced into his employ?
That's just my mom. She's
Oh, I
not
see.
employed or anything. She's just
Okay.
living there.
Levin gives you a goofy smile, Val, and goes like, we used to date.
Oh,
I knew that.
I think this is the first Val has heard of it, so she is
Yeah,
surprised.
yours too. Didn't it work out?
My job got in.
Something, our lives didn't mix, boo-hoo.
My profession got in the way. I looked at Nora.
I'm sure you could have made it work, Lev.
Maybe, but I didn't want to subject her to that.
Sounds like she's already subjected to it.
Well, wasn't the plan. He does give you a slightly more meaningful look, Val.
Empathy? Do I know what that means?
I think you would probably just gather immediately what it means. Levin's profession is not what the others think it is.
Oh, I see.
Should I call Iggy?
Well, what was Levin's other idea? You said
Well,
that
those two, either Essen pretends to be dead, or Wyatt pretends to be dead.
I definitely like the Essen idea.
Alternatively, Wyatt could just pretend to be captured. You'd have to discuss with them you would have to see if you can convince the Mercator to pretend to be dead and allow the person who was trying to get her killed to take over her position.
Or we get rid of him too.
That does sound like what we might end up having to do.
He smirks and is like, now you're thinking like Radenovi. Alright, tell you what. Val?
Yeah, I have one more question. How does the Hiver World ship visiting next month factor in all of this? Does it have any significance into how our timetable for this has to be?
Certainly seems like the Vendori wanted this done before then.
11 nods. That's
Probably so he can, meet with the Hivers.
That is very astute, Val.
Position official.
There must be something that Lee wants from the world ship, and he will need a Mercator in place to do it for him.
I see. Then that puts quite a bit of urgency on our timetable for this.
Alright, so I offer them Vendora's head up for her. Seems like a trade she'd probably be willing to make.
Wait, that's a new idea. What?
I mean,
So
that was
adding on to the original idea?
Yeah.
But we still gotta convince her to play dead, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So bargaining chip then.
Ultimately,
It is a pretty good bargaining chip, I think.
kids, don't lose the thread. Ultimately, the person that we need to trick is Lee. So
Yeah.
if Levin can be Essen can be an accomplice towards that is totally fine. Lee needs to believe Wyatt is still doing the job that he was coming to do, and Ellie needs to be safe. I will go get Arabic Garza on the horror right now and see about setting up that equipment. Maybe borrow a medical shuttle. I imagine the operation won't be something we do for a couple of weeks, but the conversation with Essen and whatever you guys agree will buy us the time we need.
Alright.
Sound okay?
Yeah, ready whenever. To call
Alright.
Iggy.
And this stays between the five. Remy goes 6.
Nora points over her shoulder at her bedroom. 7.
No, Daniel is
Oh, outside then. 7.
he's downstairs. Yes, but don't worry about it. So this stays between us. Ghost barks and goes 8. This stays between us. I don't doubt that Soko and Emmanuel and Ada would go to bat for any of us, but I also feel like perhaps it would put them at risk.
Fewer people that know about it, the better. And it seems like we're all pretty good at keeping secrets.
He smiles. You handle Essen, I'll handle Garza. If you want to meet with him, I can also arrange that, or you can try to do it by yourselves. However you prefer.
I do want to meet with him, actually. But I'll let you know.
Yeah, he looks at you, Nora, and he goes like, I can set the meet, but if you want Garza to respect you, you should probably track him down yourself.
Can figure that
The
out.
safe room and borrowing materials, that I can... But I'll credit for. He smiles, and turns around and starts walking out of the room.
Okay. I'm going to call Iggy and ask if he can set up a meeting with us. And should I tell him anything about this? Is there anything you'd be okay with me telling him to make them understand the urgency?
I don't know how much you should tell him and get him involved in this, other than, I don't know, maybe you have what Essen was looking for at the concert or something, just something vague.
Well, I have an idea, and I don't know how the hierarchy of the Mercator position works exactly, but if I understand correctly from what he was saying, Ignis is a Vendora himself, correct?
Yeah, but he's far from first in line. He's also young.
Well, that's what I was thinking. If it was possible to put him, like we take out Amalon and move Ignis into position, so that when Essen plays dead, we have someone there that we know is going to just give the position back to Essen when she resurfaces. And also, Ignis presents, even though he is not Amalon, he may present still an enticing target for Lee. Certainly more than Essen would.
Kill?
No, to manipulate for when the Nui hive ship arrives.
Okay, yeah, I don't really want to put my friend up for murder. That seems shitty.
No,
but
saying
someone that
give
Lee...
Lee a Vendore that
Yes.
we can trust.
thinks he can control.
He thinks he can manipulate.
All right.
That's something to talk about with Essen. Probably not Ignis, because Ignis would. I don't. Knowing Ignis out of character, do I think he would even want to take on that responsibility right now?
Probably not.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
I would worry about Ignis in a situation like that. I mean, he seems like a wonderful individual, but he's quite literal. He might. I don't know if he's able to manage a subterfuge minefield.
I think if Essen was guiding him a little bit, puppeting him, maybe. Chances are he'd just show up for meetings and go home and play with his abacus or something.
It doesn't necessarily have to be Ignis. As if we tell Essen what is going on, and then we...
Yeah. I do want to leave that decision up to Essen, because I'm probably as protective of her brother as she is. So I don't.
I mean, the idea still holds water if we let Essen know, and then Essen... We remove Amerlin, and then Essen can go to whoever is third in line, and then set things up with that Vendore, so that if she were to play dead, then that Vendore understands to pretend to take the role of Mercator without actually achieving it.
At what point in the succession is Ignis? Do I know that?
Probably last one out of 5.
5. Okay, that would be hard to convince them to let him take over then.
Yeah, so that might not be a super valid option.
He's also underage, so it's probably they would bring someone from the outside, more likely to let him be Mercator.
Well, in that case, you probably don't need to tell him anything then.
Yeah.
I'll just ask him to set up a meet and tell him I've got something his sister's interested in. So, anything else?
So it sounds like Nora will communicate with Iggy and Essen. Wyatt will think about how he's going to present his information to Essen, and also just think of a exit strategy for Ellie. Lev also mentioned that we should probably also seek out Garza on our own. Jock, you know Thix better than anyone else. Would that be something you'd be interested in taking on?
Is what exactly?
Finding a way to meet with Garza in person.
Would know.
Huh?
I hate to say it. Brid would probably know.
She does work for him.
Yeah.
And you are our best line of communication with Brid.
I suppose I could do this.
I mean, don't put yourself out there, Yoke.
Speaking of which, Yoke, you do have a response on your data pad that you haven't read yet.
Well,
It's blinking.
Nora also narrows her eyes at Yoke, and she thinks about sending a message. She'll wait.
And that leaves me. As for what I can do, if you want, I can go to the tower and scout out its structural plans for when things are going to go down, so that we have some information to work with.
In third?
Is it far?
It will take you about a
Yes.
half day to go to third, Val. You would have to spend a half day, but you could go. I would say out of everyone here, you probably incur the least risk going to third.
I see. I do have the benefit of at least being the least known entity here. It does give me some leeway there, but I'm open to other suggestions if...
No, I mean, if you want to spend all day doing it, that's fine. I just didn't know if you wanted to go that far by yourself.
Yeah. No, it's, I think it'd be valuable information, and don't worry, I can take care of myself.
Wyatt, you've been to this tower before, haven't you?
Yeah. I live there.
So, could you give us any sort of information? You know, a heads up of...
Yeah, I can draw a diagram of what I know. Places I've
could.
been.
The main thing, Wyatt, in your regard, is that you never had to sneak in or out of that place.
Right.
So you know where the main entrances are for the most part.
Yeah.
This is
Usually took a shuttle car there.
future consideration, but we're about to do a job with the Crimson Hides, and I don't know, maybe killing a few of the preachers will earn their respect. If we need to transport your sister, could potentially ask for an escort.
They don't operate out of 6, though.
No, but once we get her into the district.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. The Hides run to third.
Okay.
Oh.
The Hides do run to third then.
Holy shit, okay.
I mean,
The Skyway gangs are not so much limited by district. They have like just wide swaths of territory that
Right.
they go more along
have
the
general
Skyways
territory on the
themselves.
Skyways. Yeah.
yeah, I guess it could be a good backup just to help us get heat off of us when we're trying to escape. But
Yeah.
I don't want them following us all the way.
Oh no,
No.
They
just a limited
help us.
need to know for them.
Right.
Yeah, they can just help us cross the district line. A few minutes in, then we part ways.
Yeah.
Speaking of potential allies, this is going to be a little bit of an awkward segue, but I've actually been trying to find a moment for us to potentially meet another merc group. I was actually hoping this week that maybe we would find time to be able to meet a group called the Gene Hounds, who operate out of the Hovel in was it a 6th district or night zone?
It is in the night zone, but it's 6th district, but the night zone.
Okay, in the 6th district night zone.
We can actually the Hovel is there. It's in Mega Block 620, or like
Okay.
the 20th one.
The Wyatt and I had met them on the way to Solkova's place. They seem like a very tough bunch. All of them are warriors through and through, and I've been having a correspondence with their leader Honorius over the past several days. And I have. Ever since he mentioned the Havel, he seemed like he would be an interesting ally that we could maybe team up with, or at least subcontract stuff out into the future. I was originally going to propose to you guys if we maybe wanted to see them Tuesday before our mission, but it might also be beneficial if it just be one more potential ally in this whole Essen and Eli matter. We don't necessarily have to bring them in or hire them for any small part, but it wouldn't hurt to at least meet a potential new ally, I think.
Sure.
Makes sense to me.
Sounds good.
Um,
Can I pencil in Tuesday for us then to do that?
I'm free.
I guess it all depends on when we want to meet Essen.
That I'll have to find out. She's, I'm sure, a busy woman, but I'll ask for the earliest slot possible. Yoke, I vaguely remember you had some friends coming in tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. But they're just going to be staying the one day. Then they have to get back up to the academy. You all are free to join us if you want.
Sure.
I'm probably going to. It's going to be Sadi, but it's also going to be Ada and probably a few other Biogen classmates. Just so I can say goodbye to them.
I mean, yeah, if you want us there, we can come and show moral support,
Well,
I guess.
I would like Sadi to meet the crew that I'm running with now.
I think that's a good idea. Let your friends know that they're in good hands.
Yeah.
That you're in good hands. Yeah.
I'm a little hesitant to go back out until we know Essen isn't going to be coming after me.
I'm gonna call her right now.
Sure. I'm just saying.
Or, well, Ignis.
Until we've
You wanna
talked
get
to her.
on the phone with Iggy?
Yeah, I'll let Wyatt finish.
I was just saying until we have an arrangement with her to where she's not going to send murder bots after me. I don't want to put your friends at risk.
I understand. It can even just be maybe we'll swing them by 11's place
I have
and
a little bit of a confession to make on that, but I think you're safe. I made Iggy ask for permission, so she knew you were going to be there. Well, she knew you might be there. She knew it was a concert for you.
Yeah.
And I assume you've attacked her since you quote-unquote died, so she thought, yeah, he'll probably be there.
I've only attacked her once. She just knew she didn't kill me.
Wyatt, do you remember that you went in on an ad like looking for a coyote impersonator for a birthday party?
Okay. Perfect.
Oh, so it was half your fault, half my fault. Okay.
Well, I mean, even if I said I was the coyote, I think...
Wait. For her birthday or for Ignis's birthday?
Must
There's
have
an audition.
Iggy's.
It was what?
There's an audition for a birthday
Oh my
party.
god,
There's an
you
audition
were
for a birthday
gonna
party.
play for Iggy's birthday.
When is his birthday?
The day before the world ship gets here.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Holy shit.
well,
I
this
fucking beat Essen to the punch. That's funny.
Maybe I can still offer to play the show.
I mean, she was going to get an impersonator. You got the real thing. That objectively makes you better.
That's
It's
really
hard to get an
cute.
impersonator because it's hard to get the real thing because Super Ziggy was dead.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of cute though. She really loves him. Alright, I just get sent away for my birthday. Anyway.
Did you actually say that in character?
She says it under her breath, yeah.
Perception check.
Checks.
Absolutely.
I'm not even gonna bother.
I can't afford the stress. I can't do it.
3!
Oh yeah, Young
Yeah.
hears it.
What gets all the fun?
Yes, this is why I went perception.
Anyway, I'm gonna call Iggy. I'll pull up a phone call or NetSphere call, video call.
Alright, you pull out a video call. As everyone's kind of like just standing around, you pull up your data pad.
No.
It rings about like 2 or 3 times before
I suppose.
Iggy in his full Vendore gear.
Aw, there you are.
Talek appears. You see now the pale makeup, just fully different from his incognito mode. The white kind of like pale makeup, the golden dangles, the black robes with like just this delicate filigree, the black and red robes with this delicate filigree. As he kind of looks up at you, goes like, good afternoon, Nora. It's been a while.
Hey,
He lifts his eyebrows as if like just...
Yeah. So I see you're home safe where you definitely were all night.
I don't know why I would not be safe. I've been home all night.
Well, safety is kind of what I was calling to talk to you about.
See, you're also safe wherever you are, probably in Sophia.
Yeah, definitely in Sophia. Listen, I need your help.
Tilts his head. What can I do for you?
Can you... Rather, if I were to, say, set up a meeting with your sister, do you think she'd tell, you know, who, that I'm here?
Oh. I can request that she keeps it quiet. Is this a business meeting or a personal meeting with the Mercator?
Well, kind of both. I might have a lead on what she was looking for at the bar last night.
The Mercator has been agitated today, so I am sure that will be appreciated.
How quick do you think you could get us a meeting with her?
You said it's about what she was looking for at the bar.
Yeah, there's a bar in 6th that got attacked last night. I'm sure you haven't heard about it.
I've seen it in the Hollow.
Okay, yeah.
It must have been exciting for whoever was there.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Ridiculous.
I would love to give her the information as long as she doesn't say anything. Anyone?
I will explain the need for discretion. I have her schedule. It is currently very packed. She has to, she's seeing, but it is a Sunday, so she does have 30 minutes for lunch.
Right now?
No. In 40 minutes. But I will speak to the Mercator, and I will see if she can make room for this discreet meeting about whatever it is that she was looking for at this bar that I don't know.
Yep, that would be good.
Very well. I will get back to you post haste.
Thanks, Iggy.
He nods. Hello, everyone, if you are around.
Hi, Iggy.
Ignatius.
I sense that you were around. Very well.
Val waves
I'll
from behind Ghost, buried
He
underneath.
cannot see. He can only see Nora's face.
I'll turn
Oh,
the,
turn around.
the
Oh,
data
sorry.
pattern on so everyone can
He
see.
kind of like waves. He waves at you and goes like, "There's a dog."
Yep.
He didn't tell me there was a dog. No, I have seen the dog.
You should come over and meet him.
Understood. I will explain to the Mercator that the dog must come to the meeting.
He'll love you.
I unplugged,
Yep.
unplugged the hollow thing from her.
But Remy's like, "Hey!" She buzzes out.
He probably just shows up really like distorted on video.
It's like a ghost.
He nods and hangs up.
Oh, bye. Okay. Okay, hopefully we can go meet her in 38 minutes.
Oh shit. I wasn't planning on getting abducted today, but oh well.
Now might be the best time to do it.
I guess so. Well, who's up for a drink?
Oh,
That drink sounds good, I think.
How long would it take to get driving the Tempest to the tower?
30, 40 minutes.
We might need to leave now.
what
um,
time is it in the day?
like 2 p.m.
2 p.m., yeah. You're Data pad
wait.
goes off about like 4 minutes after Iggy hangs up.
Does Essen live in the tower too?
Different tower.
Oh,
This is the Hiver.
The Hivers. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is their tower. It's here. It's directly above the koi, right? The chrome koi.
It's across the street from across like in the next mega block. from the core.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we got to be there in an hour. That was fast. If you guys want to have a few drinks, go for it. I think I'm still drunk from this morning, so I'll pass.
Val, it's actually in the same mega block as the hovel.
Oh.
Just like 50 floors above it.
Do you guys maybe want to go to the hovel while we're in that mega block? I don't know if that's cramming too many things into one day, but we would be right there.
Well, you say right there, but we're going to be about 50 floors above where the hovel is.
Is 50 mega block floors far?
I mean,
Probably like a 20-minute drive if you use the Skyway, just like spin around.
just corkscrew down
It's corkscrew
50
the way down.
floors.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll take an elevator.
Just make
Well-
sure to bring some puke bags.
Our Dory, from what I gathered, the invitation from Honoria seems like it's a pretty open invitation, right? Where we could just
Yeah,
show
just
whenever.
come sometime. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's just play it by ear then. After we finish up at Essence, we'll see how much time we have left, and if we feel like it, we can go afterwards. How about that?
Sure.
I'm gonna send just a short message to Sierra. And I will reply.
Your
to
data pad starts ringing.
Oh fuck! 1 second, guys. I gotta take this self-verification. Walk to my room.
Yolk's gonna take off and go look for Ada, actually.
Val's gonna look at Wyatt.
Oh
When
no!
you were in the tower, what's the dress code supposed to be for visiting the Mercator? Is it pretty
Well-
fancy?
For visiting the Mercator?
Yeah.
What would it be, Dury?
You were dressed up as Coyote.
Right, but did the other people I saw, were they all just dressed like...
There were a lot of
Hivers
Hivers. You didn't see like a particular dress code, but it was on the fancier side if you had an audience.
When I hear that before I go to the room,
Yeah.
just dress. I don't know. It doesn't matter, right?
You probably don't want to do like your club outfits.
No, yeah. I mean, just wear something decent. I'm going in the suit, but that's me.
All right. Maybe I'll use my suit too as well then.
Business suits for everybody.
Everyone's suit.
All right, I'm gonna go talk to Manny real quick.
All right. So Yok heads to talk to Manny. No, Yok heads to look for
Wyatt.
Ada. Val, you go change.
Yeah.
Yok goes look for Manny.
No, Wyatt.
Sorry, Wyatt. Oh my
Who's
god.
on first?
Who's also on second and who's on third?
This is Manny in my bed again.
Is he?
No, he's not.
Aw, that would have been funny. You should just keep putting him in Wyatt's bed. He
That
just gets
boy
lost.
is so thirsty. I swear.
It's because he's always got that fucking Apple VR bullshit on his face.
He's always like just like he's on apps while he
He's
walks.
always
smacks.
titty twisting the air.
Oh no! Living his best life, okay?
The best VR titty is there in Wyatt's room.
Nora, as you step into the room, you kind of like step over the Neil's mattress, sit down, you answer, and you see Sierra, like back to her normal outfit and look. Well, actually, not her. Like she's actually like her hair is normal, her makeup's off, but she's still wearing the dress made of belts, and she's in bed. You can see like the plush, super like just bed, like the tall, like just high design.
Does she have a
Like
bunch of
bedpost and
squishmallows in it?
A bunch of like just like yeah, like
God.
just every stuffed animal she's ever been given by suitors, yourself, the Neil, her parents, everything. He just sleeps on the bed with her.
I love her. She's so cute.
God.
Hi, bitch.
Let me just post her up.
In belts and in bed.
You see her. She appears. She yawns.
Oh my god. I'm not.
Okay, I'm sorry. So, how'd the hot date go?
Well, I'm getting to that. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just having a little mini freak out.
Why?
So I talked to Yok. Right? You know,
Yeah, he told me. You didn't tell me shit.
well, I had a little rush.
You told me you love me through him.
Yeah. Is that wrong? Should I just not tell you I love
And I
you?
would have appreciated a message directly.
Sweetie, I could barely get that message out.
Okay. What is going on with you and Yoke?
We're gonna go on a date.
Really?
Yeah, he's cute. He's different. You're
Different?
trying new things. I'm trying new things.
I feel one.
Yeah.
I'm flavor of the month.
I don't want to sound classist or anything, but he is from the Night Zone. You know that, right? Your dad would kill you.
Your dad doesn't have to know. And well, he's from the Night Zone, but he's like a biogen kid, and like he's super smart, and he's so sweet, and he's like so inoffensive.
He's gonna mope for like weeks when you break up with him.
I'm not gonna break up with him. When have I ever broken up with anyone?
Every time.
No, I just ghost them.
Okay, that's the same thing.
So no, but I mean, maybe Yok's the one.
Holy shit, Sierra. Okay. Maybe he's the
Hey,
one.
don't get judgy. You're going out with like
I'm sorry.
super like mob boss, like super like hot guy, and yeah, there's nothing wrong I can say about Marty too. He's really
Yeah,
hot.
it's literally like the same side, two sides of the same coin, Sierra. Come on.
Yeah, he's like boy you.
Okay, well,
Well, in any case, Yok is really sweet, and
He
I'm gonna
is.
make an earnest effort, and I won't break his heart unless I have to.
okay. I don't have a problem with it. I know it sounds like I do, but I don't. I just want you to
Are you watching out for me, or are you watching out for Yok right now?
both.
All
Can
right,
you
that's
just be
so
like-
non-committal.
Just be super impressive. Like really impress him.
Impressive.
Impress him, yeah. Like just be super hot, cool, whatever.
I'm always that.
I know, but do it like extra.
Okay, I guess.
There's this other girl he was talking to. Her name's Bridge. She fucking sucks. And I really don't. I'm going to be stuck with these people for a while. I don't want her coming around.
I don't think he would have said yes to going out with me if he was talking to another girl. Also, I think if he was talking to another girl, when I asked him out, he would stop. When I ask boys out, they stop talking to other girls. That's my experience with boys. So don't worry about that.
I hope you're right, see.
I'm gonna message him again. I'm freaking out though, because like,
Yeah, why?
so you're gonna need to coach me because you're getting more like of that like Night Zone experience. So you might know how to like, you know what stuff means. What's a park? He wants to go to the park for a date.
Sierra. Okay, out of character. I know what a park is,
Yeah,
right?
you know what a
Okay.
park is.
Just making
You're like,
From Sophia,
So,
which is like
I-
40%
Yeah.
parks.
yeah, it's like he's like, I told my assistant to book us a park.
I don't know that there's any parks in Capital. I think you have
There's
to,
like just these beautiful like gardens.
but they're like
Night
on
Zone.
buildings,
Yeah,
right?
they're on buildings. Yeah.
Okay, a park is like grass and trees and shit.
Okay.
Real grass, sometimes synthetic, but usually real grass.
Like the Moon Gardens, right? That's on like in the Night Zone here on 7th and on the east side. You know, like just you get past the borough and it's like 6 mega blocks. You can see the edge of the district from there.
Have I been to the Moon
You've
Garden?
been to the Moon Gardens, yeah.
Okay, yeah, like that.
Hey, cool. Okay, I'll book the Moon Gardens.
Oh, you'll just book the whole Moon Gardens.
Yeah. I mean, he said a park. So I proposed a restaurant and he said, let me look. And you just get pictured and pictured. You can like see like her nose, like just as she's like starts tapping her data pad.
Okay, look, I don't have much time. I gotta go meet with Iggy's sister in a bit.
Iggy's sister?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway,
Okay, yeah. So he wants to book a park. I asked him to get his tailor's contact info so they could get in touch with my tailor so we could match. But
I don't think he has a
he
tailor.
said we should get to know each other better. But what better way to get to know a boy than by like getting your tailor to talk to his tailor?
I don't think that. No. Oh my god! I was about to ask you for advice. Okay. Just hang out at the park and maybe take a picnic and eat and talk to each other.
Okay. Sure. How should we do outfits though?
Don't dress slutty this time.
Okay, but you want me to impress him, but you don't want me to dress slutty. No, I'm getting mixed signals here.
Okay. This is the most difficult conversation I've ever had in my entire life. Right. Just wear whatever you want, babe. I love it.
Okay, I'll just be stunning. And all right, so yeah, tell him to message me and tell him when he wants so I can book the part. I've booked the whole week, but it's gonna be a little bit expensive, and I'm close to maxing out one of the cards.
Just do one like 4 hours.
4 hours. Okay. I'll just talk to my assistant about it.
Okay.
She says hi, by the way.
You told her I'm here?
I'll tell her you're in Sophia.
Okay. She'll believe
Both
that.
here
I'm sure.
after all.
Everything is falling apart right in front of my eyes.
I love you, Lenny. Have fun with Yes.
Nope, it's cool. Bye.
She kind of like puts a like big wet kiss on the screen and cuts the call.
She's fun. Yoke's gonna have
Nora's
so much
just-
fun.
It's gonna lay there for a second. Because she was gonna talk to her about Maurizio, but it's fine.
You can message her.
What do you want to tell her about Mauricio?
Oh, she had asked about the date, so
She did ask about it. Actually, she calls you back. Like, sorry, I forgot. What happened with the date? Because yeah, she completely forgot.
Or the GM completely forgot.
Yeah.
He says, yeah. I'll wait till you're finished typing, I guess.
No, she's writing what she's talking to you.
She's writing the message while she talks to me, just like the GM is. Okay. Sorry, what did she say?
Yes, it's how the date went.
Oh.
How the date went.
I mean, it was good other than, the zombie things showing up and trying to kill people.
You're being so badass.
Yeah, he thought it was pretty hot.
Yeah. Maybe you can beat him up next time.
That's actually the plan. I get like a little bit of like masochistic vibes from him. So yeah, we're doing training Friday. It was good. We just talked. Not anything else.
Oh. Okay. I mean, that's good.
He asked me to have sex with him like 3 times.
At least he asked. Otherwise, you don't know if they just think you're hot, Because if they never ask, you're like, wow, am I ugly?
Doesn't everyone ask you?
Yeah, that's how I know I'm hot.
Okay. Anyway, I'm still trying to figure out what to do about that, but yeah, I know you wanted details. Nothing really happened, so.
I was like, okay, well, and are you gonna go on another?
Yeah, Friday. I think. Yeah, Friday.
All right, can you post it? Maybe we can get on a call and you can just kind of keep me in your back pocket.
Yeah. I'll consider that. Anyway, I gotta go get ready. So enjoy.
All right,
The
tell
whole
Esme I
part.
said hi.
Okay.
Now she cuts the call and just you made a hear outside a boop from Joke's data pad.
Of course.
Wyatt.
Yeah.
You head downstairs, middle of the day. You see, as you come down, you find Soko and Emmanuel kind of like eating these like auto-heated, like almost like a space MRE like ration things while watching the Hover projector. They both kind of look at Soko. Was like, "Oh, afternoon, Wyatt. I heard you had an eventful night." Emmanuel goes like, "Yeah, Soko got attacked. That's wild."
Yeah, it was all part of the show. Did you guys like that? Did you see reports or something?
So Emmanuel was like, Daniel told us about it, and then we kind of looked into it. Soko goes like, those friggin' Hivers. I bet they thought I was gonna go because you guys were going.
Yeah, probably so.
Yep.
That's alright, we took care
Good
of
thing
it.
I wasn't there. I would have shown them what's what. I guess bad thing I wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, I wish you were there, but that's alright.
It'll always be next time.
Yeah. You guys want a
Emmanuel
drink? You guys want a drink?
Emmanuel kind of looks down and is like, it's 2:30 in the afternoon.
Hey, I told you I was going to have a drink with you sometime.
All this peer pressure from Wyatt.
I'm just going to go to the kitchen and grab a bottle.
They both look at you as you go to the kitchen, grab a bottle. They shrug. Soko goes like, yeah, it's got to be 5 p.m. somewhere on the planet.
Exactly.
You make some drinks, put them in front of Emmanuel and Soko, who just kind of like starts sipping on them as they eat.
Oh, I'm not making drinks. This is just straight liquor.
Oh, just straight up, yeah, okay, just pour some drinks.
Yeah. There you guys go. Mandy, I had a question to ask you. Just to see, would you happen to have any just like throwaway data pads that, you don't really use or anything? Just like scraps that work, but, something I could just use as like a burner?
Yeah, I was doing unboxing and reviews in the Netsphere at one point, and I have a bunch from then. One sec.
Perfect. Unboxing reviews. How are you doing, Soko?
Soko was like, oh, I've been doing all right. As he's kind of like eating, goes like, I'm gonna take Nora to the summit this next weekend.
The summit?
Yeah, a fight club down in the Night Sun. We're gonna get into some fisticuffs like when she was a kid.
What? She was in fight clubs as a kid?
No, I would teach her to like. I guess it makes it seem like I was teaching a child violence, which in a sense I was, but it was more like self-defense. So it's gonna be like old times.
I get it, no judge.
Man sits down and just hands you like an old, empty, blank data pad. Wyatt.
Thanks.
Yeah, I have a bunch of them. Honestly, I probably would have done much better if I was reviewing the data pads instead of the boxes, but,
Sure. Can you give me, like, the directories or addresses to your groups that you, like, post on? Like the forums or whatever you post on for hackers and stuff?
Yeah, there's some Netsphere sites. I mean, you're gonna need a little bit of know-how to get into the back-end stuff, like the more like hidden shit. But like, if you want just superficial access, I can just load it up for you.
Superficial's fine. Yeah.
He kind of puts it up. Here you go. About a dozen of them, most popular ones.
Cool. That's all I needed.
Soko kind of goes like, "How about you, Wyatt? Do you want to come with us to the summit on Saturday, or?"
I'll see if I'm alive still. Maybe.
All right. Yeah, I guess it'll be hard if you're dead.
Yeah. But I manage. But yeah, that sounds fun.
He smiles. Emmanuel kind of nods. Remy is kind of like, "What are we doing, boss?"
I'm getting a data pad. Don't worry about it.
That much is evident, but okay, sure. Do you just walk out? Wyatt?
Yeah, just gonna do another little shot with him real quick. Little salute.
Give me a fortitude endurance check.
I do need to go and grab Lev's suit.
Go. I think my left suit is in your room right now. Like his suit doesn't fit him anymore.
Yeah, that's fine then. 2.
2, you are good because you've only had a couple drinks. You go grab Lev suit.
As I'm walking out, I'll just talk to her and be like, look, if I need to talk to Cinny, then I'll probably need a burner datapad to talk to her so I can talk to these hackers on their level. I don't want people tracking me through that stuff.
Remy kind of like nods slowly and goes like, boss, you don't know you're not a hacker, right?
I know. I get that. But a simple post on the forum doesn't require much.
All right, best of luck.
I don't like your attitude.
I provide whatever help I can.
Thanks.
Yuck. For your part, you go look for Ada.
Yeah.
You find Ada downstairs in the garage. She is wearing sunglasses. She's got like a couple like earpods on. She looks a little bit wobbly as she is right now kind of like cleaning the engine block of the Hornet.
Oh. Hey, Ada. You busy, right?
Not that loud, Yuck. Hey.
Oh. Did you get a little carried away yesterday?
Zero can do so much rush.
How many did you do? I saw you take the one.
She hit me with like 2 more, and she must like she would just kind of like reach into her cleavage, and more rush would come out.
Wow, that's quite the superpower.
Yeah, I think she like just makes it in there or something.
I'm pretty sure that's how it's traditionally made. Yes.
Right. She also told me you guys were gonna go on a date.
Oh, well, that's a way to break the ice on that subject.
Kind of puts her hand up and goes like, dude, I'm just your friend. Yeah, we kissed once, but
well,
that's just, like just friends. And if that's where it goes. And Sierra is super sweet and pretty, and she'll probably eat you alive.
Yeah, please remember me fondly after I pass.
Shakes her head and goes like, at least you were coming to tell me.
I didn't want to hurt you, Ada, and you are my best friend, and I appreciate so much what you did getting me out of, the situation I was in.
She crosses her arms and kind of like lifts the sunglasses for a sec. You see the kind of like bright, like the kind of like pale, dark red eyes, and goes like, "Man, friend zoned by a nerd. It's okay."
Yeah, look, you're going to be too cool for me in a couple of years when you're running this show.
She laughs and goes, "Sure. All right, listen, I'm gonna work on the Hornet, and I do appreciate you telling me, and you guys are not forgetting me plays anymore."
Can I empathy check her?
Yeah, okay. Give me an empathy check.
Is she putting on a brave face, or is she being genuine about this? Thank you, dice. Oh, am I getting whispered about this?
He's rolling.
Oh, she's rolling against me.
She seems to like. It seems to be a little bit of both, in a sense.
Both of what?
It seems to be a little bit of both in a sense. A little bit of putting a brave face, a little bit of like just she understands.
Like both disappointment and acceptance, I guess.
Yeah, and also like you get a sense, like a hint that perhaps Ada's going like, okay, I need to get my shit together and look out for myself a bit, you know?
Good. Okay. That's probably the best I could have hoped for out of that. So that's good. Yoke will go in for a hug. Oh, well, can I?
Yeah, come here. Just gives you a hug. Kind of pats your back and just kind of pulls your back. You do need to tell Lenka and Sadie when they get here, though.
What, that I'm dating someone?
Probably, at least Lenka. And that braid vampire bitey girl that we were talking about.
I
And
messaged her.
that virtue data crafter you've been in love with for like 5 years.
Yes,
Look,
please tell her.
She was. I already asked her, and she said no. She turned me down.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Anybody else?
Rajiv didn't have a crush on you, did he?
I don't know. He was on so much. What was he on? I don't.
I think he probably loved the milk and not the cow.
Yes.
Figured.
Well.
Listen,
Oh.
yeah.
So Sadi asked if they could come down. So they'll be here tomorrow, hanging out with us as well. Is that okay?
Yeah, she already told me.
I literally just messaged her upstairs. That was like 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, she sent me a screenshot.
Do you guys have like your own chat that I'm being excluded from? This isn't fair to me.
Yeah, sweetie, it's always been like that.
This I can't believe that.
We need a place to discuss you and what's best for your life.
I'm not a child. I'm the same age as Sadi.
She grins and she kind of like reaches and just like squeezes you on the waist a little bit.
Just
and
because
goes
you're
like,
a year older.
It's fine. Go. And it'll be fun to hang out with like all your rich friends. We can scare them. We can just tell them like just there's Urs that way and there's actually Urs the other way. You know?
Yeah. At first, I was thinking like, oh, we shouldn't take them into the Knicks and we're going to like scar them for life. But then I was like, oh, but you know, it'd be a good learning experience. When are they ever going to go on their own?
Yeah, that's the fun part. And they can see where you and Sadie came out of.
Yeah. Did she tell you like about visiting Dritha's like urn and?
Yeah, I'm screenshot. So yeah, we should definitely go. That will take a little bit of time, but
yeah,
they're gonna be here all day though.
Right. Yeah, and I figure we're roughly in the area, so.
She smiles and puts the sunglasses back down. Nods, puts the earplugs things again. It's like, okay, well, that was very loud, so I'm gonna just keep working on this before I have to throw up. Okay.
Okay. And then I'd like to make an evasion check.
What are you making an evasion check for?
Because I'm going to ruffle her hair and then run away.
All right, give me an evasion check.
Crush
Oh,
the
yeah.
TBH.
She actually catches you like on the back of the thigh, like just a swift kick as you're running away, and it's kind of like scamper up the stairs.
Okay, I make my getaway and I go change.
All right, as you guys are changing, you guys reconvene downstairs to head out. Oh, Val, what do you like to do?
Oh yeah, would Val have time to be able to one-on-one with someone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Out of curiosity, because Lev said he wanted to talk to Val earlier, but given all the conversations that have happened since then, would that be moot? Because if that's the case, there's someone else that she could talk to as well.
I think a little bit of like Lev wanted to talk to Val about the Wyatt thing, and I think that's out in the open now.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
In that case, Val will seek out Daniil.
All right. You come out of your room and you actually find Daniil sitting with Ghost.
Oh, hey, you're back from your run with Lev.
Hey, Daniel has like a sandwich, and he just takes a bite, and then he just swishes it to the side, and Ghost takes a bite, and then he takes a bite of the sandwich. And he's like, yeah. He's said to come get some calories because apparently I just burned through a lot of them.
Yeah, that's actually some pretty good advice for him, especially after running. That'll drink quite a lot. Listen, the next few days, I'm probably going to be pretty busy and not around a lot, but I still want to make good on the offer to train you in some firearms. I do have a little bit of time now before I head out, but I don't want to disturb you if you're busy eating. But if you have 15 minutes.
He looks at Ghost, looks at him and goes like, 15 minutes? Sure, yeah, no. You want to go downstairs then?
Yeah, let's go downstairs. We'll go to the same practice area that I use to train Ada. I'll show you a little bit of laser pistol stuff. All right.
Do you have a laser pistol we can use?
Yes, I do. And that will be what you can practice with, and I'll even leave it here for you to use while I'm gone.
Where are you guys heading out to?
We are going to be speaking with some prospective contacts, potentially, for a job. Nothing too crazy.
Then he kind of like shrugs and goes like, Merc life seems busy, yeah?
Yeah, unfortunately so, especially with a bunch of different balls up in the air at the moment. But yeah.
So if I might, as you guys are kind of like coming down the stairs, he goes like, if I might ask, how did you end up being a merc?
Oh,
A merc here of all places, because you're not from here, right?
right. I'm not from here. I guess fighting is something that runs in the family, you can say. But well, I'm here mostly at Lev's behest. That's probably the main reason why I'm here. So.
Oh. As you can make your way downstairs, you teach him how to like load the gun. He goes like, your parents, are they also mercs?
Not quite. I wouldn't say that. But adjacent to that sort of thing. Yeah. I remember you had mentioned your folks were on Pac 9. I know they're stationed there, but are they also in a military capacity as well?
I mean, not originally. Yeah, my dad's kind of just a pencil pusher, honestly. My mom's an engineer, and she's the whole reason like that our family's actually doing as well as it's doing. And I'm sorry about like all the questions. I just like wondering, what I want to do with my life now that I almost died, and like I might die at any point if Nora decides to kill me.
No, that's understandable. I guess that's also one of the reasons why I wanted to teach you this. There's actually, it's a little bit less about the literal, I guess, training of how to defend yourself, but I hope you don't mind me saying this, but one thing that I've noticed about a lot of your plights, I feel like a lot of your problems have maybe stemmed from maybe a lack of confidence, perhaps. Like, for example, when you had mentioned that you had resorted to taking a rush at the concert, it sounded like you maybe felt powerless in your situation and you needed to get strength from somewhere, and your way of doing that was to get rushed. Well,
Give me a diplomacy check, Val.
oh, just a 1.
He kind of thinks about it and goes like, see, I don't know. I could see that. I'm mostly just kind of like, these withdrawal things are rough, So I just don't feel like quite myself. But maybe you're right. I I do think Rush kind of like let me not have to think about anything really. Like when you're doing stuff like that or FT or like you're just kind of like in the moment and you're not thinking like, what am I gonna do about school? What am I gonna do about this or that? What am I gonna be doing like 5-10 years from now? What's gonna happen like in 15-20 years? I'm gonna be old. I'm gonna have kids. I'm gonna get married. Am I just gonna keep asking Sierra out on her birthday every year till I'm 50? If she ever gonna say that, what if she actually says yes? I don't want to like, you know.
I have to be real. That must be one of the most toxic traditions I've ever heard of.
And she likes it.
But do you like it though?
He takes a shot. I don't know. At first it's like a joke. I'm not sure. The first couple times it was for real. Now it's like a joke. Now it's like a friend thing. Maybe I can ask you out next time.
Val's a little bit taken aback by that. She smiles and she says, let's work on that confidence a little bit of yours first, huh? Anyway, your shot here, you really need to hold it better with both hands, like this. And she will, she'll kind of show him how to hold it properly, so that he can have a much more stable shot the second time around. And then she'll say,
a little bit like in front of you. It's kind of like just so you hold his hand and just aim the gun for him.
Mm-hmm. She'll also add, I know getting over withdrawals is much more than a mental thing. There's also a physical part too. But it's a multifaceted way, or a combating in a mental block is, it takes a lot of steps to help get over something, and it's partly, like you said, like living, but also it's going to take a little bit of mental discipline and also just confidence as well. So I'm training you to how to use this, hoping that you never have to fire this at anyone, but I'm hoping to at least instill a little bit of self-confidence in case if you ever do need to defend yourself, you know how to. And while that might only be tangentially related to your recovery, I think it is just one piece of a much larger puzzle.
I understand. Like, I guess, did you talk as if you know this stuff? Did you also have like some confident issues, or have you been always like just cool and collected and in control and stuff?
Have Daniil roll a diplomacy test.
You got a 2.
I think that's good enough. Yeah, you could say that. One of my lowest lows. I'm not. You probably didn't notice, but I was formerly right-handed, and well, you can clearly see why that won't work out given how I'm currently right now. So,
the eye. Okay.
Yeah, I lost quite a lot of feeling of self-worth for quite a bit, and it took quite a bit to get back on track. And I had a lot of help to make it happen, but it was an arduous journey. So I guess I can kind of empathize in terms of being knocked down and having to get back up.
Nods as he aims, takes another shot. This time a little better, holding with both hands. Val, you now see the others start to come down the stairs to rendezvous at the Tempest.
Nice.
Everyone is running their shoots. That's cute.
Yeah. Gotta make a good impression.
With those huge tatas.
I don't think that's going to have much of an effect on the Nui, but it's the only suit Val has.
You don't know. They might like that.
And before Essen comes out with her tits just hanging out too. I see you observe the proper Nui tradition.
It's like the Invader Zim leadership. It's like just the tallest ones.
The ones with the biggest boobs.
Biggest boobs rule.
Oh my god.
Love it.
as the others start coming down the stairs, Val, you head for the Tempest, and he kind of like thanks you. And as he's walking back to the staircase, he looks at his data pad and just glances at Nora and goes like, "Oh, hey, I'm clean, promise. Just shooting with Val, not asking her out or anything."
You didn't have to add the last part.
I'm just listing things I'm not doing.
Neil, you can ask whoever you want out, okay? Except Brid. Don't ask her out. That's fucked up.
I would not ask Brit out.
Empathy check.
You're an empathy check.
And before he actually said, like, I wouldn't pass Brit out.
You've planned the idea in his head now.
What is this? Is a 1.
One, you don't gather he wants to ask Brit out.
Okay.
Well, he kind of looks and he's like, you said you wanted to talk for a sec?
Yeah. Just really quick.
Nora,
Yeah.
move over there.
Where are we?
We're over by the Tempest. You're still in your room.
Yeah.
Pouting or
No, I
something.
wanted to. Where am I? No, I'm not in my room. Oh, we're over on the corner here.
You're
Okay.
off
Yeah, I'll
to
just
the
pull him to the side. I'm like super shit at this, so I know.
You're gonna ask me out?
I kind of just want to leave now and not say what I was gonna say.
No, he kind of puts his hands up. Sorry, I'm giving you a hard time. Sorry.
Yeah, you really are.
It's fun.
Look, I know you're going through some shit that I don't understand as much as I want to pretend I do. I wanted to say that I'm sorry for up on you last night. It wasn't you I was pissed at. I was pissed at something else and I took it out on you, so.
Hey, listen. I kind of had it coming, you know? You took a risk taking me to the party, and I kind of took the chance. I don't know what I was thinking. I do appreciate it.
The thing is, I don't. I mean this in the best way possible. I don't think you were thinking. I think you just reacted. And I knew that was a possibility, and I still took you, and I blamed you for it, and I think that's on me. So, yeah, I wanted to apologize and say that if you need something, I want you to be able to rely on me. Instead of thinking you have to turn me over for a bounty or sneak rush under my nose.
All right. I'll let you know if. All right? Awkward bro hug?
I'll give him a hug and then just like shove him away from me.
Yeah, like sounds. Okay. I do appreciate it. For what it's worth, Val turned me down, so. And he just kind of goes upstairs.
Wait, really? Okay. I'll go get in the car.
Everyone dressed up in their Sunday best. You all kind of climb onto the Tempest and head out. You head towards MB620 towards the Hivers Mercator's Tower.
This should be fun.
Damn, floor 61. This is easily the highest we've ever gone.
Is it the highest I've ever gone?
Might be close to it.
She's at the top, right?
This is the very top.
I'll let Ignis know like when we're there. But
Okay, yeah.
Um,
You guys.
along the way, Val will actually ask Nora something.
Yeah.
I'll say, hey Nora,
Mhm.
I was training Daniil a little bit earlier about pistol training, and I can't help but get the feeling that he keeps seem to be stuck at rock bottom and can't seem to get any wins. I'm a little concerned for him.
Before I reply to this, out of character, have I always known Daniil to be like this?
Danielle?
Like, just kind of just never successful at his own thing, just sort of writing.
He was as far as I mean, he was kind of like the center of the party, like oblivious party boy vibe, like from what you've known him. He did always kind of like, I was saying, rode a bit under his parents' success, you know?
Yeah.
I guess in a sense, he was popular because of what he did for people, which is like give everyone drugs and alcohol and spend copious amounts of money.
Okay. I will reply then. Yeah, I mean, he was always kind of the life of the party, I guess, but his parents suck. I don't think I've ever even met them, like, outright. They just, what is this music? This is distracting. I'm gonna turn the radio off. They've always just kind of given him money and told him do whatever, and I don't think they ever paid attention to what he was actually doing. I wouldn't be surprised if they ever paid attention to him.
I see. I knew that his parents had lived on Pac 9, but I guess that kind of put things into perspective and what his relationship with his parents are like.
I mean, they've only lived there for like a couple of years now, right, GM?
Pac 9, a couple of years, yeah.
Yeah, they used to live here, but he just kind of was able to do whatever. And not that that's a bad thing, mind you. It's just they didn't seem to be super involved. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I see. I guess I just worried then even more that when he goes back, or if he does go back to Pac 9, his problems are not necessarily going to get better. I'm just worried.
I told Lev that, but Lev seems convinced that he'll do fine with his parents watching over him, but I don't know. They're probably just going to stick him in a facility somewhere and keep giving him money to do whatever he wants.
Val nods. She's like fidgeting her fingers, like she doesn't know what to say next.
I mean, I could talk to him and see what he wants to do, but I don't think he even knows what he wants.
That's the kind of vibe that I got as well. It seems like he's still figuring things out. I don't know if my efforts to help him train stuff is going to help, but I'm gonna at least keep trying. It's the only way I know how to help him, at least.
I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. I have, plans for the future, and I think once I'm where I want to be, then maybe I can do something for him.
Sounds good. I hope that comes to fruition.
Sure it will.
As you guys have that conversation, the car kind of climbs higher and higher. You get off the skyway, hugging the outside of MB620. You see a new sight as you climb past the 30, 35th, 36th, 38th, 40th floor. And as you reach the 45th or 46th level, you are now squarely in the milia. Much like the slow switch into the night zone where it grows darker and darker, here it grows almost like not only brighter, but you also get this sense of airiness, I guess. You see wisps of cloud hugging and slowly turning around the massive mega block. And whereas below, the mega blocks are several hundred feet apart from each other, but there's still a closeness to them that, kind of like grows more and more narrow the further down you go. Here, you just now realize that the mega blocks are not perfect squares or rectangles. They taper from the base and grow narrower and narrower to the top, almost like these extended trapezoids or pyramids, never quite reaching a point. But this narrowing and tapering at the top means that the distance between mega block and mega block appears to grow, until it seems to you guys that you are just traversing this cool, white, wispy ocean of clouds. You suddenly break through and you see dozens upon dozens of shuttles and vehicles, the bright sunlight above, and this ocean of white that spreads out, and you see other spires of mega blocks in the distance, just kind of like jutting out. Surprisingly enough, there's less pollution here, but not like just general pollution, but like fewer ads and signs, fewer like enormous holographic figures jutting out of the sides of the building, fewer kind of like floating signs and billboards. And it seems like almost like each level, even as they grow smaller, houses fewer things, to the point where you see entire levels that appear to be nothing but a single enormous home surrounded by these sprawling gardens in all directions. The mega blocks are arranged so that sunlight does go through it, almost in like this like Tetris shapes that lets sunlight bounce and go through as if by a gigantic skylight, until you reach the very top of F61, of MB620, floor 61. The Tempest is stopped a couple times as you're climbing up. Enforcers carry out at least 3 times. You are stopped and you asked to show kind of like papers. You asked to stow weapons. Enforcers carry out more detailed examinations of at any point you guys have seen. Luckily, what little pull you're able to create by mentioning you work with Lev does can at least see you through. But you guys get a distinct feeling that Lev's influence would not protect you up here. You have risen above the mid-city, and it is as if you are on a different world. And at the very top, as you message Ignas, at the very top of this, you see on floor 60 a handful of like administrative buildings connected by little more than like these beautiful ornate passages and bridges that crisscross and between them, underneath them, the single lane. And there's maybe a half dozen wheeled vehicles here, like the Tempest. Everything else is a swarm of very well organized shuttle cars moving around, and handfuls of barges. And I would like everyone to give me a perception check.
Good perception. Look at Val has good perception too.
Yes.
Nice.
Nora and Val, you guys up front see again these like masses of shuttles and shuttle cars moving through, like just between the mega block and a few above, and up through the clouds on what you gather is the very edge of the atmosphere, almost directly above an enormous spaceship, just hanging in the air. A stream of shuttles just going up and down from the spaceship, just like specks of dust. traversing up and down from the city below. At this distance, the most you guys can make is a Horizon logo on the underbelly of the ship. Nora, you do know this is not the ship after which you named your car. That one doesn't fly anymore. But this is definitely one of Horizon's new flagships.
What happened to the old one?
You would know this as locals. The Buria, the original Buria, it has been grounded off the coast to the south, and it's like sort of like an artificial island now, where Horizon base is. And they have 3 flagships.
Interesting.
Wow. So Horizon has grown since.
They are smaller than the Buria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But they've sort of after the fuck up in 313, Horizon has been partially absorbed by the planetary government.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
They lost a lot of troops, didn't they?
Not a lot.
They only lost like a small, like Horizon was probably
They lost 2 full ships worth at least.
They probably lost about 100 people. Or no, probably like 200 people in that operation, but Horizon was probably 20,000 strong through the entire run of systems.
So I guess they also got in trouble for working directly for Markov.
They got in trouble because their flagship got involved in like a big fuck up.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that was the main thing, is they had huge egg on their face for...
Yeah, that is the main thing. Horizon ruled, but now they are competing. The only boon they've gotten is that Brylands got banned from Rhine of Systems.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to give me a knowledge check, whoever wants to, I can give you a little bit more information on.
Can I use profession?
You can use profession for this.
With
Can
intelligence?
I also use profession?
You can use profession as well, Val.
Oh.
Let's
Oof.
go.
Nothing for me.
Dang, on 6
Can
dice.
I roll with bonuses?
I'll give you an advantage, Wyatt, because you do have a personal history with this.
What the
What the fuck?
Wyatt,
All fives.
calm the
Oh,
fuck down.
Successes on 5 dice, all 5s.
Oh my god.
What you all know is what I've said so far. Horizon used to be kind of like the premier main thing. They had this like situation. They had a few very low years afterwards. After the events in 313, the Rodonal situation, specifically because it was like as Tyler said, egg on their face, you know, having the Buria involved in this. It was during that time the Buria was grounded and Horizon actually had no flagship. After Nazwir and Brylands was expelled, Horizon had a bit of a resurgence, but it was folded into the Planetary Defense Force. And now they're doing a little bit better because there's tension in the air. Yok and Val. So Nora, that's what you know about Horizon. Nora, you would also know that both Blacksun and NHI also have security companies that they, so you can hire Blacksun and NHI for security, just like you could Horizon. Yok and Val, you guys would know. Everyone would know that. Yok and Val, you would know that there's 2 other security companies that are important right now. One is Tidewall, which is a corporate security group. Tidewall has like no agenda, you know, and basically any corporation that doesn't have their own security forces usually hires Tidewall, because if you secure Horizon, that's network interests. If you do a contract with NHI, that's a different corporation. If you do a contract with Blacksun, that's a different corporation. So Tidewall is like the neutral option, you know? Okay. If you want to hire a company that just does security and nothing else, and no one's fingers are in the pie in that regard, you go for Tidewall. Val, you are also aware of the society. Of Brothers Rest Security, Val, which is, you do know, Val, this is the legal side, like the BRS split in the middle, and half of them went legal with Black Cyprian, and the other half went remain like a pirate group, which is the society.
Wait, so the one that she noticed here is Brothers Rest Security, not Society, right?
Yeah. The Brothers Rest Security is the legal part that works as a, they hire themselves as enforcers. They run counter piracy. They run security, and then Wyatt, with your experience, you would know 2 Night Zone security companies. And they are the ones that you hire if you want deniability. And if you want no red tape and no conscience whatsoever. One of which is the Press Rack. The other is Ardent Hammer, the more recalcitrant wing, or what used to be the more recalcitrant wing of the Church of the Forge, and they are now exiled. So those are sort of like the movers and shakers security-wise.
Wait, is Prizrak and who? What was the name?
Ardent Hammer.
Ardent Hammer is also the group that the Gene Hounds have beef with.
Yes.
You said it was like no red tape and no what?
No accountability, no red tape, no morals, I guess.
Gotcha. But that's kind of both of them, right?
Yeah.
So this is just like a random history check we were doing. This has nothing to do with the ship in the air, right?
The ship in the air is one of the Horizon ships.
It's Horizon, right? Yeah.
There is a sort of like momentary ominous sense as you guys see all like this ship hanging in the air and all these little shuttles going up and down. For all of you, you suddenly, as if breaking out of the clouds, you had broken out of Capital itself, and now you are looking at the sky and space and the larger picture with beyond it. You are all suddenly reminded how close the Radanov systems are to war. Because you immediately realize those are troop transports transporting thousands of conscripts.
Oh, damn.
Up to the ship. It's very easy for you guys to forget when you have that kind of cloud cover, And just as quickly as you get this ominous sensation, you are distracted by the monolithic shadow of this enormous dark obelisk. This brutalist tower at the top of the tower that is the mega block itself. At regular intervals, these almost like cross-shaped extensions from this tall, dark obelisk. Faint gold lines like marbling on black stone, making geometric patterns around it. This sits on a pedestal on the very top of the tower. The outline that you had seen from the Chrome Koi floor. You had seen it just above in the sky, peering through the clouds, and now before you. And a massive security gate as you drive up. You see about a dozen enforcers just kind of huddling around a security gate, and about as many strange figures, almost like black leather tight on the body, bodices, or almost like corsets, tall necks, lines of silver, of pressed cloudy silver, making a pattern on the chest, a single metal bar over the face and the bottom of the face exposed. Skin ghostly pale, and around the face kind of like almost like a milky film that goes into the high black leather neck of the outfits. Below, these long, almost like half skirts of dark burgundy red with the same sort of like outlines. Nora, you immediately identify these as nerve staple troops.
Yep.
About a dozen of them, each holding these long rifles that instead of a barrel have 3 prongs and a sort of rotating disc on the inside, just like slowly.
Like a mag rifle or something?
These are mag rifles.
I'll put
Hey,
that
Wyatt.
down.
I'll
On
tell you
either
something.
side of the gate, two on each side, tall black metal sarcophagi with no expression. Wyatt, you know all too well what lurks within those. As you approach, an enforcer puts his hand up, SMG in hand, walks up to you, flanked by these 2 impassive, no expression on what you can see of their face, nerve staple troopers with the long mag rifles. The enforcer steps in, looks at the car, goes like, "Afternoon,"
Roll the window down.
looks at you, looks at his data pad. "You know that big time?"
What the hell?
Why is Iggy like this?
Yeah, yes.
All right. Open the gate. He kind of this. You see the gate just lowers. There's a scanner in the middle, and then like another gate on the other side. He goes like, "Go in for a scan. All weapons remain in your vehicle. Okay?
Yeah.
You will have an escort on the other side. Take you to the Mercator." He
Thanks.
looks at. He kind of like looks at all of you. Presses his lips together and nods and goes like, "You ain't like these freaks, are you?"
What?
We're like different freaks.
Like the Nui?
He kind of like tilts his head.
No, but I am very good friends with them.
All right. Don't mean any disrespect. Just I was gonna warn you, but if you've been here before,
Watch it.
apologize, ma'am. He takes a step back. The nerve staple do not react to his language or his words.
Drive forward.
You drive the car back.
Oh,
You
Wyatt.
drive the car in. Huh?
I did want to tell Wyatt. Do you have anything to cover that fucking white hair?
Nope.
What's
Oh.
wrong with the white hair?
Well, I'm a little worried Essen might overreact the moment you step out of the car.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, this was your idea to make sure
Yeah.
she didn't know.
But I told her I had information, not person she's looking for. So, do me a favor, take the weapons out of your arms. I know you keep your axes there.
Yeah, I was planning on it. I'm not gonna do anything to jeopardize this.
You take your weapons out. You step in. So the car kind of steps in, goes in. The gates on either side just lift, almost boxing you in. You look to your left and right, guys, as you see these 4-legged war mechs on lifted platforms just. And it takes you guys a second until you look at the body, the central body of the Warmux, and you see the same coffin-like sarcophagi on the center of the body. And you realize these worm eggs are just enormous, indentured.
Jesus.
Like, followed by these like two chain guns that are like where the arms will be instead of the blades, as the coffin's just kind of like there's a single blinking red light where the head would be.
Just kind of
From
look
the
at
lights.
Remy with an uneasy feeling about all this.
Remy kind of goes like, "I know, boss. I feel it too."
You don't feel
Or
anything.
well, I have a neural feedback loop with you. The two indentured wormex just scan the car. You hear a cold metallic voice going like, "Weapons detected. Please leave your weapons on the vehicle before continuing."
Yeah, they're staying in the trunk.
They pull back into like two small nooks. The chain guns just face up. You go through a squat, wide black metal tunnel and emerge onto a courtyard.
Is security normally this bad?
These two wormex are usually not deployed. They're there, but they're not deployed.
Feels like a lot.
Yeah, this definitely feels like she's showing off a bit.
It's like 4 layers of security.
It might just be because the Hivers ship's coming soon.
Maybe.
Yeah.
There was somebody
Might
that
be
tried to
it.
kill her.
All right.
You guys make your way through this squat tunnel. Lights above you. It's about like 150 feet. And you emerge in this Spartan but beautiful courtyard of pale white ferrocrete that contrasts. Almost seems like it glows under the effect of the sunlight. And it contrasts with the dark of the building, and you are now right in front of the tower. You guys catch a shimmer of something in the air around the tower as a like bird or something like just kind of hits a shield around the tower.
Evaporates.
It flies up.
Oh.
They're not like a laser shield. It's just there is a deflector. And you guys do know that a lot of the tallest buildings and more important buildings here have a deflector.
Mm.
Yeah, it's kind of like commonplace up here. Just you're exposed to like if someone flies in, you know.
And what's a few extra 10,000 credits?
Yep. 300,000 credits more. It's like whatever. Surprisingly few people on the courtyard. You see a few Institutori and
I'm smoking a synth cigar this whole time because this is going to be a stressful day.
Servile. Yeah. So you see Hivers Serviles and Institutores, Nerve Staple troops, but not a lot of them. Not what you expect. The courtyard is like a circular courtyard with a black fountain in the middle. No water on it. Just these like almost like giant's causeway style like stone pillars that just jut out at different heights, all parallel to one another. And like a roundabout around it with vehicles parked. You see a handful of like just shuttle cars parked here as you kind of like park. You see these Servile, these like Institutore, a couple more of these like sarcophagi, just fully standing ones now. And the road tapers to what looks to you to be the north, and then goes into a series of sparkling white ferrocrete stairs. They go into like the squat, wide open mouth. No gate, no door that you can see, but there's no gate that you can see, but there's an open passageway or door frame that goes into the tower itself. You see, standing at the base of the tower, a young woman, cap just like Iggy's, smiling face, a few more decorated, some golden tassels that fall on either side and just fall over her shoulders, almost like a mane of gold hair, and burgundy and red robes. Smiling, hands clasped together. You guys can see the entirety of the hand encased in sort of like a very dainty metal, shining golden gauntlets. And next to her, hands behind his back, placid smile, is Ignas Ankar. Behind them, two more of these nerve-stapled security. No, you do not recognize this woman. You gather it might be another Vendore.
Okay. Where do we park?
They're standing in front of a parking space. So you gather they're like trying to guide you.
I run them over.
You could? You get a surprise round. Any last minute planning or anything you want to do before you step out of the car, park and step out of the car, because at that point you are like on the out.
Did we put a bag over Wyatt's head? I don't know.
The first time
point,
I guess ever suggested that.
I don't know if it's really necessary at this late in the arrival.
I do think
they've already scanned us for weapons. Honestly, I think it's fine to just let them go as is.
I feel like maybe we should bind your hands. It'll make her feel better, maybe. I don't know.
I have my medic cloak. I can just throw that on.
There you go. That should work.
Keep your head down.
Sure.
Duray,
Yes.
I thought mimetic cloaks are like, it doesn't fully obscure you. Like, people very obviously know you're there. They just can't focus on you.
You're there. I think he means using it as a disguise.
Covering his head.
Yeah, it's just a cloak with a hood on it, I assume. So just to...
Yeah. It basically distorts your silhouette. You're still very evidently there, but you can use it as like a hood, like a cloak with a hood to like disguise yourself.
I wouldn't probably have it on or active, I guess.
I see.
Just
okay.
wearing it, I guess.
Okay.
So you've got what you want to say.
Yeah, I'll just wing it.
Oh boy. Well, your fault if you die.
What is this? But thanks for the support, guys.
I can, put you back together if you fuck this up.
Yeah.
I'll park. Step out. Greet Iggy and whoever the fuck this other person is.
Iggy reaches out and just kind of just holds your hands, like puts his hands under yours and just kind of holds you on the wrist for a second. Just gives you a little nod as a greeting.
Okay, that
like,
is
welcome, Lenora. The young Hiver woman kind of steps forward as well. You see very, very thin, very high cheekbones and pale green eyes under the kind of like just stark white makeup. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
Oh, I was asking if this is like a typical greeting when I come here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The other woman kind of goes like, "Good afternoon. I'm Vendore Rina Eusankar.
I
do not believe we have met."
No, I don't. I haven't been here in a while. Lenora, Figgy's friends from school.
Vendore Ignatius explained, and the Mercator seems to have agreed to a private meeting.
Yeah.
She looks at the rest of you and goes like, "Vendore, are these also your friends?" Iggy goes, "Yes, they are all friends of mine, which I have met before."
A few months back, yeah.
A few months back, yes. Her brows furrow and just looks at all of you and is like, "Welcome to our humble abode." what little of the hive that we can bring to this world. I am Rina Ankar. This is Vendore Ignas Ankar, which I am sure you have met.
Yes, of course. Can I do an empathy check on Rina?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, Yoke's got a new one to add to his harem.
Yes, another.
Oh my god.
Actually, I'll just take a insight stress if that's okay.
Yeah, I think that'll do. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
That'll do, Yoke.
As you're you step out and you look at this young woman. She's young, but she's definitely just older than you. She's probably 30.
Young, quote unquote.
Young for a new way.
Yeah,
She's young.
she's
fine.
young for all of us in real life.
Guys, she's young, alright?
She's just not young. You look at this young woman, and as you peer, she kind of tilts her head a little bit, and there's some sort of almost emptiness in her eyes and expression that rattles you a little bit, Yoke. It's almost as if she's seeing through you as much as seeing you.
Ooh. Yeah, he actually wanted to try and suss out if she held some sort of animosity towards her being here on Capitol, or just towards Redanov as a power. But yeah,
it's hard to get any sort of beat on her, Yoke. And you're good at reading people, and there's a slipperiness or etherealness about her that rattles you.
Okay, fair enough. I am
As
rattled.
Iggy, you are rattled. Do the others introduce themselves, or?
No.
I do.
Yeah, Val will also introduce herself as well.
Rina looks at all of you, nods as each of you introduce yourselves, and she lingers on Wyatt. I am sorry, esteemed guest. I seem to have missed your name.
I am Rabbit.
Iggy goes, Rabbit is a friend of mine. He has a skin condition, so the sun up here does not agree with him. I'm gonna roll a deception for Iggy.
Oh god.
Can Wyatt assist?
Yeah, how do you help Wyatt?
I kind of glance up and pretend like it's hurting me a little bit.
And you guys all notice that the air here is thin and the sun is considerably stronger than you would expect. It's like being on a mountaintop because you are about that height.
Is this the first time Yoke's seen the natural sun, or would he have seen it in Biogen?
You would have seen it on Biogen, and also if you head out of the city to the other districts, for Drifa's turn.
Okay.
But you've never been this high up. Because Biogen is probably 48th floor,
Yeah.
Wow. She tilts her head. Let me give it a check. Rina tilts her head and smiles. Goes, normally, disguises or coverings are not allowed before the Mercator outside of traditional Hiver garb. But be it as you are friends of young Master Ignas, and this is both business and personal, it will be allowed. The Mercator has requested this be a private audience. If you need me, I will be waiting outside the main chamber. The guards, however, will go with you. But they are discreet as can be, which is a rare luxury here in the systems.
Is she referencing the nerve stable?
The nerve staple, yeah.
Okay, I know that they don't talk, right?
Yeah, you would know.
It's Vendora. She's a Vendora, right?
She's a Vendor.
Yeah.
She's probably one of the. This would be the third of Essence 5 Vendora that you would know.
Yeah.
He steps
Middle
aside.
child.
Iggy leads you guys inside. So it's Iggy in the front, then the four of you, and then the two nerve staple behind you with the long rifles, kind of like flanking you.
I'll be towards the back at least.
Towards the back, so closest to the nerve stapled.
Yeah.
They are unsettling, Wyatt.
Yeah, I'm used to that now.
I kind of lean up close to Iggy and whisper to him, when your sister sees him, you're gonna have to help me calm her the fuck down.
Iggy kind of like goes like, I believe that was not to be in the room.
What?
I believe that was not to be in the room.
You?
Yes, private.
Maybe you're the best.
Okay.
I can be in the room if you'd prefer. I am sure. Be with the nature of our agreement being what it is, I am sure my sister would not object. I am on duty, so I would act in the way of Endora would.
Do you know anything about why she's been freaking out?
No. Menopause? I don't know. When does that happen?
AFC.
How old is your sister?
32. That's about when it happens, right?
So old.
No, that's nowhere close to when it normally happens.
It is very young for a Hiver.
Okay, maybe just...
The previous Mercado was 122.
I think it'd be best if he
Is that about when it happens?
stayed.
Iggy has lost the thread.
What was Wyatt saying?
I said it might be best if he stayed out.
Okay, if you think so. Mm.
It ruined his birthday surprise.
Just hang out unless your sister asks you to come in then.
Understood. Are you expecting her to have a freak out? What information are you going to give her?
Something that's gonna make her freak out.
Can you record it?
I
Now
mean,
that's true sibling energy.
it's a private... I mean, I can, I guess. Will I get in trouble?
Most likely.
No.
I got in trouble for you.
You did?
Well, I didn't, but I could have.
Iggy, I will get found out if I get in trouble.
I understand. You can reenact the freak out later.
Just put your ear to the door. Listen.
The door is like 4 inches wide or thick.
You guys are so weird.
As you guys are walking, like this, you don't like your conversation. Like it echoes through these like massive hallways, vaunted black metal archways. But it's like so echoey that just no one can make out the conversation. It's like each footstep echoes. You see doors on every 30 or 40 feet or so, doors on either side. Until you come to the end and you step into a wide elevator. Tall, decorated panels of like very, very faint, like sepia, almost like parchment looking stuff with scenes of the hive world painted on it. You see an urban sprawl comparable to Capital, but condensed as if the entire city was stacked into a single mega block, like a hive city, like a cone that reaches up to the sky. And you see these almost evocative, like Chinese water painting renditions of this monolithic, like just grotesque urban growth. Represented on these like just long, tall scrolls, like a foot wide and 6 or 7 foot tall, that like just line the insides of the elevator. Iggy steps in. The two nerve stables step in the elevator, and you hear the soft warbling of some graph or Mac plating or graph plating just kind of fires you up like just rather fast. All of your stomachs immediately like sink and you feel almost pushed to the ground for a second. And you know you are probably going dozens of floors in seconds. Just, and then the graph plane disengages and you will feel your stomach kind of lift as the elevator slows to a stop. You know you're close to the top of the tower. As the door opens, you're in a sumptuous but sober waiting room. Plush couches with like hard edges on the outside. The same kind of brutalist black marble look on either side. Hollywood projectors, tickers with financial information. Like a central one that just has like 5 or 6 tickers, one like below the other, holographically spinning for financial news from each district. On the other side, a gold-flanked door and 2 more nurse staple troopers on either side. You hear echoing words from within. Just pushing against the door as if there were raised voices. Iggy looks at you and goes like, 1 second, please.
Can I perception check?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Get him, Yoke.
I just don't have enough insight stress yet. I need to hit my mark. 3.
3. I'm gonna whisper you, Yoke.
Cool.
I want to do it too.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's like, I want whispers. That seems nice.
I just haven't been doing a lot of perception checks. Yeah, just a 1.
Nora, you just hear the distorted echoing voices of whatever room is behind this door, this top of the tower. Yuck. Just give me a sec. Talk amongst yourselves while I message
I
you.
will lean to Wyatt and I will say, I thought maybe keep the hood up for now, because if that Vendora is here and he sees you,
That's a good point. If he is here, we need to get her into a different room.
ideally this will be private. So I think she trusts me. Hopefully.
Yoke says in a low tone to everybody nearby. He's in there.
Is there a bathroom in here somewhere?
You wanna ask E?
Yeah, Iggy.
As he's stepping around you guys and about to head for the door. As you ask him, he goes, "Now? Are you nervous?"
No,
He
Wyatt needs to go.
points to the, like, as soon as you step out and to the right, at the end of this waiting room, there is like you would not know there is a door if not for a faint gold trim on the black metal.
Wyatt.
It should open automatically. I do need to let the Mercator know we are here.
Yeah.
Nudge Wyatt to go.
I'll be
Going,
right back, yeah.
you sneak out. Wyatt, one of the nurse staple follows you to the bathroom.
That's
That's
fine, right?
Yeah. As long as he doesn't look.
He steps into the bathroom with you, though.
Oh, no. He's going to see everything.
Rifle up, and just kind of like stands there, looking vacantly in your general direction as you're inside the bathroom.
Oh, this guy knows us, though. He was there, wasn't he?
He didn't see us.
Or did he show up
No,
late? Okay.
He didn't see us.
Yeah, you guys all rolled sneak checks and they did okay. The Iggy approaches and ding, 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 knocks. You hear and they echo into the metal. All the voices inside your community go silent,
Mm.
and the door opens with a hiss. You see these 2 heavy doors, one after the other. The second door has a like in thin gold thread type lines, an indentured's mask, like on it. As it opens, and you see what looks almost like a mix between a like throne room and like British Parliament type thing. There's 3 rows of seats on either side, like benches, with a slightly curving railing in the front. And then on the floor, there's 6 seats on 3 on either side, and then a raised seat. All in this kind of like black metal look. There's a gorgeous chandelier of like glowing red crystals that have this sort of like almost, again, this giant's causeway hexagonal pillar looking construction that just jut out from the ceiling down and just bathe everything in this faintly orange red light. As you see now, standing on these 6-legged platforms finished with darkened metal and gold trim are 2 Vendore, Tamerlan Eusedik, and an old one that looks to be like almost 100 years old, bent over, machines coming off his back and connecting to the legged chair that he's sitting on, like this kind of like 6-legged chair that he's sitting on. And he turns, and perched, sitting atop this kind of like tall throne-like chair, but unadorned, covered in an extremely detailed headdress, golden tassels, face makeup on delicate features, pale blue eyes, on these like long robes that stretch past the throne and fall to the ground and then unroll like another 1.5 feet off of the throne. You got, if she were to stand and walk, her robes would drag about 5 feet behind her. You see Mercator Esan Ankar, gently resting her chin on the tips of 2 of her fingers as her elbow rests on the arm of her chair, just tilting her head a little bit as if she had just been interrupted in the middle of listening to this conversation. Let me post her picture.
Yeah. Has she been the Mercator since 313?
No, she was a Vendore before that. She became a Vendore about 7 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago. She's been Mercator for 3 years.
Oh,
so
okay.
She became Mercator around Nightfall event.
Okay.
She started very young, like she probably started at like 13 as an Incitore, which is a step below Vendore.
And the new way, this tower is in charge of all of Capital or just
all
sisters?
of 6.
Okay.
There's one of these on not every district, but like probably like 1st to 7th.
Nice.
Actually, no, 7 doesn't have one. So 1st to 6 have a tower like this. The so-called inner districts. Esan perks up. You guys see that this like 100-year-old looking Vendore kind of like turns to see kind of clouded eyes, all the machinery pumping behind him, and Tamerlan, the impassive golden face mask. You cannot see his face, but he's like tall and lanky. He's got like a real Jafar look to him as he kind of like turns towards you guys. You don't see the face, but he has.
Does he have darker skin for? Anyway?
You don't see any bit of his skin.
Oh, okay.
He's wearing these kind of like just long gloves on the tip of his fingers, like under the sleeves of the robes fall almost to the ground. And he's wearing a golden mask and a headdress as well over it. So you do not see any of his skin.
I mean, mug him for a second.
They both turn and Ignace kind of like, Vendores, the Mercator has a private partially personal meeting. If you would please clear the room. Tamerlan turns around, just does a deep bow, and the other Mercado tries to bow. He just kind of like has the chair, just kind of lean forward.
Poor guy.
Tamerlan is on a platform right now that has 6 legs. So they don't walk out, but they almost glide out as the platform and chair relatively has legs.
I want to kick that out from underneath him so bad.
They both move out. They look at you as you're passing. Wyatt, you're hiding in the bathroom. Just everyone can give me a general sneak or deception check. Everyone, not Wyatt. The ones
Can
who
I
are
do
out.
presence?
You can do presence. This is just in case to see if anyone just beefs it in a particularly meaningful way that Tamerlan will go like, "What are these people?" You know. So anything but a crit fail is good here. Because Tamerlan is pretty suspicious in general. So I want to see.
Ooh,
Yeah,
close.
if this would see if like one of you guys just like I don't know does something that triggers the radar for him.
If I
But
fail, I'll tell you
is-
exactly what I'm doing. Okay, no, I didn't fail.
What were you gonna do?
Be staring at him a little too hard.
Too hard. All right. So you stare him down, but he doesn't
But it's
particularly notice.
it's like a staring down. Like I'm not really afraid of you. You know.
Yeah. They move through. Tamerlan seems tall in general, but on this platform, he's about 7 feet up. You know, like his head. As you guys watch him, arms behind his back, barely acknowledges you. The older Vendora just kind of gives you like a little nod and goes like, you're young Iggy's friends.
We are Vendori.
He smiles, looks at you. Miss Nora, Miss Sierra, I hope your eye gets better soon.
Oh dear.
Wait, she said
Sure
that
thing,
to Sierra?
Grandpa.
She thinks you're
She said-
Sierra.
Said it to
Yeah.
Val.
Oh, I had no idea. Yeah, it's
As
It's
far
a
as he's
flesh-
concerned,
it's a,
Sorry,
it's
go
a
ahead,
flesh
Bob.
wound. It'll fix itself.
He nods and goes like, you must party hard these days. As far as he's concerned, you guys are Nora, Daniel, and Sierra.
Oh my god. Sure, Grandpa, let's get you to bed.
I think he's like partially blind, isn't he?
Yeah, his eyes are kind of cloudy and stuff.
Ridiculous. I was so confused for a second.
Oh shit.
They get in the elevator and you hear them like just continue a hushed conversation as they the mag elevator just shoots down. Iggy crosses the audience room is smaller than you would expect. It's maybe like 40 feet from end to end or 50 feet from end to end, and about 30 feet wide. But Essen does cut an imposing figure. It's got these tall, vaulted ceilings, and behind Essen, sort of like imagine like a cathedral window without the stained glass. And all you can see is the sky
Cool.
that just kind of outlines her. Iggy walks around, each of his footsteps echoing in this empty hall. Essen leans forward. She tilts her head, nods, pats his cap down so it just falls over his eyes, and he just adjusts it and just kind of glares at her. And she turns around and makes his way towards you guys. He goes like, I will be out here. Where is...
He's in the bathroom. Maybe just hang on to him for a sec till we need him inside.
Very well. I will go wait outside the bathroom door. As you guys, the three of you step in, the door closes behind you. And you can see now behind this 4 foot tall golden indentured mask, half on each side of the door that just kind of completes when it closes. You feel as if this thing was looking at you from behind. Once you're inside, you notice they are sarcophagi, almost slanted, like about 45-degree angle, on the corners of the ceiling. Essen smiles and goes, Nora,
Essen,
1 second. She presses the button on the thing, the tower, the towering like chair just kind of lowers a bit. She steps out, robes dragging behind her. She's about like 5'6", but the
same height.
headdress adds another like half, like, you know, almost a foot to her head. She goes slowly and just kind of like gives you the same greeting Iggy gave you, and then kind of like gives you a small, quick hug. She pulls back and smiles. I am sorry. It is easier to forgo some protocol when it's just us. With her hands steepled in front of her chest, the robes are just, there must be some sort of like wire structure beneath the robes that hold them in place like they are, because the shoulders of the robes are just like huge and just flare out. She looks at you and just gives you like a soft bow and goes like, welcome to this enclave of the new Haven capital. I am Mercator, SNO's Ankar. And I believe you are all friends of my brother, but I only know Nora here.
Right. He knows them through me.
She looks at Val and Yoke as if expecting a bit of an introduction.
Yoku, Atlason, at your service.
Hi, Mercator. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Valeria Zanova. Sorry to deceive your Vendori earlier in thinking I was Hira. It was just the most convenient thing to say.
Smiles. She kind of tilts her head and smiles. She goes, Vendori Nuhun sometimes think I am my predecessor as well.
So he's just like that with everyone. Good to know.
Sharp at times. Never know when he is faking being adult.
As in before we start the meeting, I was promised a bit of discretion. I just want to make sure that still stands.
Last I heard, you were supposed to be in Sophia.
Yeah.
As such, my discretion is assured.
It's good because I am about to make your day. Or make it incredibly bad. Who knows?
Smiles. Do speak your piece. She starts to slowly walk back towards the throne as if expecting you guys to just walk and talk with her a little bit.
Yeah, we'll follow. 3 of us were present last night at the bar where your indentured attack.
I do apologize. Ignace asked me for permission to go there. Had I known you were going to be there.
He didn't tell you I was going to be there?
No, he just said he wanted to go.
Oh my god.
To be fair, and I do know my brother lacks for social graces sometimes, you are not supposed to be here. I am sure it was in his mind.
Okay. No, you're right. That's my fault. I wanna just apologize now for kind of destroying like 2 of your guys.
He smiles. On one hand, the indentured are valuable. On the other hand, it is impressive that one of my brother's friends had such strength.
Well, you can trust him around me at least.
It's
And
good
I-
to know he is safe.
Hope you can trust me as well. What I'm about to tell you.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Okay.
Val and Yo can help if they like. Depends on how you want to go about it.
Can I get an advantage for being Iggy's friend?
I'll give you an advantage for being Iggy's friend. Val, you also have command dice. I don't know if you...
Would you like to use them for this? I have 2 currently.
Oh, okay.
Up to you.
Oh, I didn't realize you had used them today.
I had used some for helping Wyatt on his training session with Val.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you were doing that earlier. Yep.
Yeah.
See?
You can save them.
Yeah, maybe for a more important question.
I wouldn't have been allowed to bring my rig in here, would I?
No. Probably not.
It's a 2.
No, 2.
Okay.
She steps onto the throne and just sits down on the throne, lifts till she is like about 7.5, 8 feet up, leans back and just very daintily rests the almost like the tips of her fingers on the underside of her chin. And goes, that assurance which I can give, I will give. You do have to understand, situations change once information is given.
Okay.
I can assure your safety, Nora. That much is within my power. You said you'd make my day? Do go ahead.
I don't think any introductions are needed for this guy. I'll just text message Iggy and tell him to bring Wyatt in.
Wyatt, what have you been doing in the meantime?
Just making small talk with this nerve stapled over here.
It says nothing the entire time.
I'm just leaning against the wall, smoking with him.
It does the slow, like, frog blink, like one eye and then the other.
Yeah. Well, you cannot see his eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually, you hear a knock on the outside of the door to the bathroom, Wyatt.
Alright. I'll come out.
You come out, Iggy, looking at his data pad, looks at you. I believe Nora is ready for you to come in and see my sister.
Okay. Thanks, Iggy.
What's the deal with you and my sister?
We're good friends. I'll just pat him on the back.
Give me a deception check, Wyatt.
I don't want to waste good rolls for this.
Time for another 5 5s.
I think that Wyatt is much better at deception than that, though.
3.
3, he rolled a 2. He narrows his eyebrows and just kind of shakes his head. My sister has no friends.
Maybe she doesn't tell you everything.
He seems like perturbed by the thought as you
Now you know what it feels like.
step in. The door opens. Esan perks up. Goes, well, color me curious. As the door starts to open. And why are you wearing your hood?
Yeah.
Before he walks in, I will
your
clarify
cloak.
that Iggy knows none of this.
She furrows her, just tilts her head, and you see the pale eyes and this glowing of some implant within them. As every movement, the beads and golden coins and plates just shift like a second skin of gold. When she tilts her head, this figure steps in and she leans forward and goes, and there is another.
Yeah.
Also, friend of Ignace, please identify yourself, friend.
I just walk in, slow motion and pull back my hood.
Oh, what the fuck? Seriously? And she pulls back and she drops her accent. And curls onto the seat and starts looking for a button next to the seat.
As in, chill. Seriously.
Peace.
Nora, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm bringing you the dumbass that...
Tried to kill me.
Yeah, he wants to talk. He doesn't want to kill you. You're being loud. Iggy's gonna hear.
He is standing at the end of it, the door's open. And he's like, you tried to kill my sister?
Well,
Can I just push the door closed?
you said it doesn't.
The door just very slowly.
I just hold my hands up and I'm walking over. Like,
Iggy takes 2 steps to the other side of the door. Essen kind of sits down. Well,
Hi, Mercator. If I may, we've gone through several of your weapon inspection checks. Our man here is here with all of the best intentions.
it's a pleasure to see you again.
Oh, Wyatt, don't be
I
gross.
cannot say the same thing. But be that as it may, listen, I'm from the 6th district, okay? I don't have a fucking accent.
Yeah, I was wondering why you were pulling out all the stops, but okay.
I'll continue walking forward and I'll even like open up my arms and show that there's nothing.
Iggy was
there.
doing it too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Val blinks quite a bit to see the majesty dispelled.
Yeah.
She kind of like just refocuses herself a little bit and puts her hand up. Immediately, the 2 nerve stapled like dart in, and they stand on either side of you, Wyatt, and just they cross their rifles in front of you. They're not restraining you, but they are putting themselves between Essen and you.
That's fine. That's fair.
Very well. Nora, speak your piece. Why have you brought this man here in this manner? Not that I... Speak.
Because your Vendore Sadiq cannot be trusted.
None of my vendors can be trusted, other than Iggy, perhaps. Perhaps, because he tried to sneak out the other day.
Sadiq hired Lee, who hired him to kill you.
You didn't pretty much check, Nora.
We'll just let know that hour now, huh? Okay.
I assume she has an inkling as to who Lee is, and if she doesn't, then it doesn't matter.
Holy shit!
Wow.
What the hell?
7 on 9. What are these rolls tonight? That's amazing.
Shit.
All right.
Nice job.
Essen looks at you, Wyatt, and looks at Nora and the others. Her eyes are kind of darting left and right. You see lightning fast kind of calculations going through her head.
Let me amend that statement. He didn't hire Wyatt. He's holding Wyatt's family hostage so that he'll kill you.
Look, you could kill me right now, of course, but he'll just send more.
Wyatt.
Let me help you.
Wyatt Kane. The actual coyote.
Oh, fuck.
Ask me.
He rests down and goes like, I knew. Fuck. Screw it. I knew my Vendora weren't happy with me. But to stoop to this... Okay. I guess that makes sense. He leans forward and just kind of stretches out, and you see like that regalness come back for a second. Nora,
Yeah.
I believe you.
Okay. Can I say one more thing, if it helps? Wyatt is working for this Lee guy who also has a bounty on my head and every member of the chain. I can trust him. Vague trust, then you can too.
Oh, come on.
Mr. Kane, I hope you will forgive me if I don't let you that close to me quite yet. But for now, I'm going to assume you don't intend to take my head. We'll keep a respectful distance. Does this sound okay to you?
That is perfectly fine.
I know Lee. Or I know his boss.
That's news.
I deal with agents every day.
That makes sense, I guess.
She smiles. I guess the manager and Lee do not like to be denied. it sounds like Tamerlane's snake-like ways to offer a way to undermine me after I've said no to them.
Yep.
He takes a step forward and goes like, "Sister, the Vendore is Tamerlane Sadiq. He's still in the building. Give me leave and I'll take some nurse stapled and capture him immediately."
No.
Yes, Iggy, you are not Ignace. You're not ready for quite that.
We
The nurse staple can do it on their own.
Well, before you do anything, can you hear Wyatt out, please?
He tilts her head at you, Wyatt, and this guy, like as he turns to face you, it was like, if Tamerlane leaves the tower, which I don't know if he might, it may be harder to restrain him if he realizes it's been made. So do speak, but speak quickly, Mr. Kane.
Of course. I need your help. And I know that's asking a lot. But I think one solution to your problem is they need to think that you're dead. So that they'll stop trying to do this, and then that'll give you time to unravel their plan.
If they think I am dead, Tamerlane Sadiq is next in line. He has seniority and accomplishment.
What if we take him out of the picture later?
She smiles and goes like, "I let my guard down around Mr. Kane. And that was the only reason he got as close as he ever did, because I was embarrassed about my other Vendores, knowing I was interviewing musicians for my little brother's birthday party. Security was down that day, and that was a chance I took. Tamerlane will not be that careless. You will not get within a mile of him if he suspects that he is in danger. And if he has all the powers that being High Mercator confers..."
What would happen if you suddenly came back and they realized you were not dead? Would you be reinstated?
I don't know. It's not... He goes, "I don't believe it's a situation where that's happened. Worst case scenario, she could be considered to have been in dereliction of her duties, which would see her removed." And she goes, "I've worked entirely too hard for someone who wasn't born in the hive world to attain this position.
Of course.
And there are many who just are waiting and relishing to watch me fall. I'm not going to step down on my own.
What did you do?
I was born on the wrong planet. I'm sorry, Lenora. I don't wish to put just politics on you, but you do have to understand that I would be empowering a very clever and obviously now very dangerous enemy if I let him step onto my... Mr. Kane,
Yes.
do you know why you were asked to kill me?
Yeah, apparently you're not amenable to them. And they want somebody in the place that will work with them.
Hi, Mercator, if I may. I know next month there is going to be a Hive World ship visiting this world. Would Vendori Tamerlane and this Lee have any particular benefit to gain by being in power, particularly before then?
He slowly nods. That is exactly the crux of the issue. Do you know how we make indentured?
Ooh. I don't think I do.
He looks at Iggy, and Iggy just slowly nods and goes like, yes, you're right, Ignis. Fuck all world traditions. If they're gonna stab me, I'll stab them back. There is a particular piece of technology. It is, I guess you could call it a sort of trade secret of the Hive world. There's conflicting opinions on how it should be handled. We call it the Hive Neuralis. It is the proprietary, unique neural implant we use to enable Indenture to exist. Its installation and handling is extremely guarded, Hiver secret. I've been trying my best to stick to tradition, not like it fucking mattered. The manager approached me so I would broker a deal with the High Mercator of Nui so he could purchase the knowledge on how to use the Hive Neuralis. I turned him down. It appears Sadiq did not. So, Miss Val, it seems that Lee, or at least the manager, want me replaced by the time the world ship comes here so they can negotiate this purchase on their behalf. With Sadiq in their corner, I'm sure they believe they can convince the High Mercator to sell use of the Hive Neuralis to the manager. For what ends, I do not know.
That runs so much deeper than I could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
Sadiq wanted to cut Lee out. Does he not want to make this deal?
I think
Maybe he just wants to make the deal with just directly to the manager.
yeah, all he is truly considered of in this part is just gaining the position for himself. I don't think he has personal interest in the deal.
If Sadiq wanted to cut Lee out, it's entirely possible. He believed that he could remove me without being beholden to anyone.
Right.
I'm sure if you had agreed, Mr. Kane, after my head, the next one to be cut out would have been you.
Maybe. But
What if you said Sadiq would be, not to jump too far ahead in the planning, he would be secure in the tower? What about on the way to the world ship?
He would be less so. But the world ship's defenses are going to be impressive. It's going to be parked around Zvesta. And it would give you a very narrow window. Not to mention, I do not even know if I would be allowed to be back into my position after derelicting my duty like this. I'm sure I could argue something, but Iggy clears. He tugs at your sleeve, Nora, and just whispers something in your ear.
Okay.
I'm not whispering.
Nora kind of furrows her eyebrows and looks at Iggy. He's like, I didn't know you knew I was going to go kick his ass.
I assumed.
Okay, yeah, that's me.
It seems to be your standard solution to most problems. Not like I'm complaining. But
I mean, it gets the job done, right?
Essen kind of tilts her head. I was like, I've been left in the dark enough today.
Okay, no, I'm going to tell you. Calm down.
You can discuss it with your people first if you want.
Yeah, can you give me like 1 second?
Alright, Ignas, come here. Contact security downstairs. Come up with some excuse to keep anyone from leaving the tower. Iggy nods and just kind of walks up next to her, and you see he just pulls up a terminal that is like on the corner.
Oh, also I have one more favor to ask, but we'll get to that after this. I'll do a little huddle with everyone.
Let's do a little football huddle.
Yeah.
Sidebar.
Yeah.
just in the far corner of the room. Okay, Iggy is proposing we have... I don't know how this would work, because I don't know if... I guess it would have to be like a situation where she captured Wyatt. But he said maybe Essen can tell Lee that Sadiq tried to cut him out, and then she could promise to sell him this thing he wants in exchange for Wyatt working for her.
Wait.
He's...
Wait, can you repeat
So
all that
do
again?
it-
She'll
do it
agree to sell?
Yeah, just like kind of falsely agree to sell the thing to him in exchange for Wyatt working for her. And I don't know why that's important, but it's what he said. Maybe there's some good connection there. He said it'll buy time for us to get to Lee.
I think there's a little bit of merit to it. If she is the one that is, I guess, like if the technology is transferred from the high ship, it goes through her, and she can delay for quite a long time if it's held in her hands before she hands it off to the manager.
If in exchange, rather than exchange for Wyatt working for her, she exchanges his family. Or do you think that would be too big of an ask? They could probably keep them here. They have, they have corpses walking around on robots. I'm sure they can keep your sister alive.
How do you feel about that?
Not great. But it would have to be a package deal, because he knows that I'm not going to just work for anybody for no reason. Unless he just doesn't give a shit, and he would just sell me over, and then just get rid of my family after that.
Seems like this Neuralis thing is like the big thing they want. So if he has that, why does he need you?
Right. I mean, he might just get rid of me after this anyway, but... Or he might try to use it on me.
Use it? Oh, well. That's like a later problem.
Yeah. It would have to be a package deal of some sort. Me and my family would have to be traded for this.
If you want to do it, propose it. I'm sure there's, if she needs a little bit of extra reassurance, there's something we could do for her. Yeah, it would be Wyatt and his family, and in exchange for Sadiq and the Neuralis. So yeah, I mean, she's kind of giving him two things there, like, hey, this guy is trying to betray you, and also here's that thing you really want if you'll just leave me the fuck alone. Right?
And what happens when she doesn't actually deliver? It seems like a
Oh, we get to leave before that.
Yeah. It's possible that we could forge a phony Neuralis blueprint.
Maybe.
Iggy's like really smart, right?
He's super smart, yeah.
Okay. I trust Iggy. He sees things like in a bigger picture than I do, which is saying a lot, so.
I looked down at Remy. What do you think? What do you think?
Remy kinda like...
He would actually trade me and my family for a chance at this machine.
Remy kind of like tilts her head and goes like, I don't know, boss. Lee's smart. He might see through it. I guess at least she can suggest it. Thing is, she already has you, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah. That's a good point.
But if I will say, if Lee wanted to kill her because she wouldn't play along, her playing along would pretty much get rid of that need.
Yeah, but I'm sure he probably would have other uses for me, other people to kill.
I don't think if we went with this, we wouldn't be able to get your family till closer to the World Ship Day,
A
unfortunately.
month from now.
I
You
imagine it would
wouldn't
have
just give
to.
them up.
It would probably be like an exchange in phases, like Wyatt and Sadiq at the first part, and then later on Ellie and Ariella for the Neuralis, potentially also in parts.
Well, that means we have time to plan to take them. We don't have to wait for Lee.
Yeah. I also think
Right.
that while this alternative is risky, I think it is better than the original proposed plan. I didn't want to undermine you guys in front of the Mercator, but I do think if she had to step down for power for any reason and she came back, it would weaken her reign for the rest of her career, and she'd never be able to live it down.
True. Seems like she's already having trouble, so.
I will suggest one amendment. If we ask for the exchange of just the family, that puts Lee's focus on just the family. But what if we suggest to Essen that instead she makes up a believable sum of credits, hundreds of thousands, and then as an additional bonus on the side, she also wants Wyatt's family just as an extra bonus. It takes the focus off of the family as like our true objective, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe Lee will not be so suspicious of it then. And the manager as well, since he is also a unseen but a potent player in this little gambit.
Seems good to me.
Yeah. I think that would be a good amendment.
If nothing else, this deal buys you the time with Lee that we need to have time to operate.
Right. Okay, I'll just step away from the huddle. Take a couple steps towards the Mercator, but not getting close, obviously.
She stiffens, but she doesn't command the nerve staple to stop you. She just kind of like stiffens a little bit and just sits real straight and just regards you curiously.
I'll hold my arms out still. Mercator, might I suggest a potential solution that could work for everybody? You could...
You have my time. I will hear it.
What if we proposed a deal with Lee? That we could say you captured me, and you're willing to trade, what is it, Sadiq and Neuralis?
Yeah, I wrote her right next to Wyatt's token.
Right. I'm trying to think this through, actually, because, like...
Basically letting Lee know that one of his lackeys or one of his partners betrayed him.
Oh, right. Yeah.
In exchange for, okay, fine, stop trying to kill me, I'll sell you the thing, but you gotta give me Wyatt too.
That's right, yeah. I'll say all that.
She leans down and she kind of leans back and just looks at Iggy, who just shrugs a little bit. Sighs. Do you have a means of contacting your Mr. Lee directly?
I do.
You will help me sell the ruse then.
Of course. That's what I do best.
She sits up on the throne, just kind of adjusts, just chin fully up on the headrest, the headrest just jingling behind her a little bit. Goes pretend to be captured. Make the call.
Make the call?
Right now?
I suppose in order for you to look convincingly captured, it would have to be in this facility.
Oh, 1 second. Can I punch you?
Oh god, I knew you were gonna say that.
Essen goes like, by all means.
I punch him.
Do you evade, Wyatt?
No.
Give me just a melee, just see just see the damage.
Come on.
2 punches. First one just, second one just like as if you're trying not to hurt him. You know,
Like, sorry.
Nora, just do it.
Essen kind of looks at
One more time.
Iggy and goes like, Ignas, have the indenture reviewed.
Oh, should I say this now or later?
Say what?
I don't know, you tell us.
Let's finish this conversation. I just had like one more favor, but I'll ask you later. It's fine.
She goes like, Minora, speak now before we.
Okay. I have recently become acquainted with Marina Valenti's son, and I just wanted to see if I could convince you to have a meeting with the Valenti Union.
I am aware of Marino. I don't believe I've met his son. But you're talking like
No, this is really
Clouds
funny
on
because
people.
Maurizio's always like, "Oh, I messaged her, but she never messages back."
Essen, if
Yes.
you would like to get a little revenge with your indentured, feel free.
she tilts her head, and goes like, we can talk about that meeting. We can make it happen.
Thank you.
The hive is always where there is business.
Hey.
Very well, Mr. Kane. She nods, and immediately 2 nurse staple walk on either side of you, Wyatt. One of them kind of hook their arms around, and one of them just kind of grabs your data pad from the back of your from your back, your new shitty one, and just kind of and puts it in front of you.
Wait,
Oh, I meant like
What?
have them hit me and beat the shit out of me first.
She looks at the others and goes like, "Is this? Are we taking it that far?"
Maybe
How
get
would
this
you capture
convincing.
him?
it has to look real. I wouldn't do anything that Wyatt isn't comfortable with, but if he feels this is necessary,
Very well.
I don't want to
She-
risk it.
Leans back and tilts her head back, closes her eyes. Something in her headdress connects to the 4 sarcophagi that are just on the corners, like at 45-degree angle. The bottom of them connected on the corner of the wall, the top to the ceiling. They hiss and open. A dry ice-like fog just falls from them, as if like affected by gravity, like mist. You see 4 mechanical golden legs pull out the same shapes. Golden masks and long cloaks. The bladed legs crawl down from the ceiling, maglock into the walls. We cut to about a minute and a half later. Wyatt is beat to shit on the floor. And the 4 indentures are crawling back into the sarcophagi. Wyatt, you have a leg injury and an arm injury.
Fun. I'm just coughing and spitting up some blood.
here, let me hold the data pad for you.
Well, you hold the data pad up.
She's also doing this, so it's kind of like her way of like, if you need Captain's Dice at a clutch moment in a conversation, she'll give it to you.
Clever girl.
I want to stand just out of view of the datapad's camera, but where I can see the screen.
Good call.
So Essen's gonna be in this call, with me?
Essen's gonna be on the frame behind you. Like
Okay,
Val
okay.
aims the camera up slowly, so like Lee sees you being held by these two people, and Essen on the throne behind you. And Nora's right out of the frame. Val is behind the camera, and so is Yok.
Okay.
Essen kind of like gets herself ready. Give me a second. I am High Mercator. Essen is Ankar. Accent. All right.
You got this.
Make the call whenever you're ready, Mr. Kane.
Can I encourage her?
You can give her an encouragement, yeah.
Could I consider getting the shit beat out of me encouragement?
Sure, give me a diplomacy or an empathy check for encouragement.
He's so
Probably-
encouraged. He loves it.
3.
3. She is encouraged. Do you say anything to her, or is just you looking like shit that encourages her?
Mostly me looking like shit, but I'll just kind of like give it a nod and spit some blood up. Like, you got this.
There's a brief moment in which a little bit of softness creeps into her face, and she gets a little bit of a tug of a smile, but immediately just goes back to her like just this impassive, stone-faced, and just gives you a slow and solemn nod. So you press the button, Wyatt. You see Remy in what is almost like nervousness blinks out, even though no one on the other side of the screen can see her. She blinks out almost like she's hiding.
That's not reassuring.
The call rings for a little bit before you'll hear a deep voice on the other side, a helmet and wide, huge body kind of just outlined by a faint green backlight. The head perks up and looks at the screen. Nora, you can kind of like barely see it from the angle. It was like, well, this is a curious call. And that's where we're going to wrap up tonight.